I'm gonna hit you so hard you won't see nothing. Ever, 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 ever.
Audio Skulls all day.
The Mad Scientist Lab.
260th episode of the Mad Scientist Lab podcast with Jared, Lee, and RJ. And, Bobby is here again. Oh, man. And when you texted me earlier this week and said Bobby's coming back over, I was like, dude, one, I'm pumped because you're an excellent guest and you're a great human being, by the way.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
And I was pumped. I was excited because I had quite a week myself. I was super stoked. I even texted him yesterday after watching the 47 TikToks he sends me. I actually had to reinstall the app. That way I could watch them properly.
You actually made an app. I saw your name. You had viewed like something.
Yeah, well, dude, I
was
downloaded
like, dope.
the,
I was like, oh, this is RJ.
Yeah, so I downloaded the app, eons ago, probably like 7 months ago or a year ago, whatever it is. I just, I'm a sucker for just like doom scrolling and then, YouTube and stuff like that.
Yep.
But TikTok, I was like, all right, like I don't like getting too deep into social media. Like I don't have an Instagram.
Don't do it.
I don't have an OnlyFans. Like maybe I
all,
should sell my feet.
Facebook is as deep as it gets.
First of all, Facebook is full of scumbags, full of horrible human beings.
Stick around on TikTok, buddy.
Oh God! Yeah, see. No.
At least you get to laugh.
At least they have some funny shit in there.
I will say, I will give credit to that, but I reinstalled the app just so I could view these, TikToks that you sent me properly, and I was impressed. I was happy. I was
What
like,
up, Londa?
right. I was like, this is awesome. I was like, cool. But, I think to kick the show off, the first thing that I think we were kind of discussing before the camera went rolling, how out of the 65 million people that were watching the Mike Tyson-Jake Paul fight last night, I'm sure it was buffering, by the way.
The buffering was horrific, dude.
It was pretty bad.
Horrific.
It was pretty bad.
I just saw a post on Facebook of Netflix saying like 60 million people viewed and blah blah blah, and it was like it was so many people viewed that it even had our buffering systems on the ropes. I'm like,
yeah.
How about fucking figure that shit out beforehand?
Yes.
Yeah. They should.
They really should.
And
it was awful.
And I can equate it to like when a new game comes out, like a multiplayer game. The servers are stressed. There's so many people
Yep.
I mean, you got to remember.
There's people who have jobs.
Yeah,
that deal with that stuff.
Yeah, jobs jobs.
Yeah.
But I know for a lot of the younger folks that which I'm sure were a vast majority of everybody that was watching, was their first time seeing Iron Mike Tyson fight.
Mm-hmm.
And as somebody who grew up kind of towards the twilight of his career, vaguely remembering certain things, the ear biting thing I remember very vividly.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm like, all right, I'm not into celebrity boxing. I think me personally, it's like when Mayweather fought Conor McGregor. Like, as much of a spectacle as that was, it's like, they're bringing names into boxing to make boxing relevant again.
Mayweather fought Jake Paul, too.
Yeah.
I know. I understand that. But I don't know, man. Boxing is such a traditional sport. And I get it. They're making money. Everybody's, this has nothing to do with.
Here he goes with the old curmudgeon. Back in my day.
No. Well, I just gotta
curmudgeon.
say,
I gave you a curmudgeon. You're 36, bro.
I'm just trying to tell everybody. So back in my day,
See?
I'm just telling you, like, these things were not appropriate. They were shunned upon.
Yeah, I mean, and I agree with you, RJ, because, like, you're right. It kind of takes away from sort of the purity of the sport. Like, for boxers who are actually trying to come up, they're trying to, like, make a name for themselves. And this guy, obviously, like, he's taking the fights that he knows he's going to win, except for the Fury fight, like Tyson Fury's brother.
And Mayweather.
And Mayweather, like, come on.
Well,
that's the same as McGregor, dude. Like, nobody in their right mind who actually knows shit about boxing really, did you really think McGregor was going to beat, like, probably the greatest boxer of all time?
No, I didn't.
No, not at all. And again,
nobody should.
But there was people out there, the people who are MMA fans but don't know shit about actually doing it.
Right.
Because I got into an argument with somebody before about this. Somebody, I was trying to tell them, I'm like, bro, trust me, you don't understand what's happening like the way you think you do.
Mm-hmm.
And just because you do it doesn't mean you know more about it than I'm like, yeah, it does.
Yeah, it does.
That's exactly what
That's
it means.
literally what it means when they have a higher.
and then they get up in arms and they get all offended and
Oh, yeah,
everything.
100%.
And so I watched the the quote unquote spectacle last night. Hats off to the two women for the co-main event.
Oh, my God,
for
dude.
an incredible boxing.
That was amazing.
That was what I wasn't a fan of, but I I guess got used to it. I was not a fan of the 2-minute rounds. I prefer the 3-minute rounds. It doesn't hurt much. I mean, it does pick up the pace a bit.
Yeah, well, yeah, they're less likely to be sitting back and chilling and trying to just fucking.
Yeah, no. So it's just like when they put the new pitching rule in baseball, with the clock and everything. They're speeding things up.
Okay, I'm gonna need you not to compare baseball and boxing.
I'm not. I'm just talking about the speed of things.
It's like apples and papayas.
Well, papayas are pretty good.
I like that one.
So,
Jared, I like what you did there. You didn't just say apples and oranges. That's cliche.
yeah.
Papaya, you threw the papaya in there, and I appreciate that.
Hey, papayas are great. Eat a papaya.
Papayas are good.
Yeah.
Papaya juice.
Yeah,
is
I'm
amazing.
not a fan.
Not a papaya juice is great.
The juice is all right,
But so I get home.
You better not slander mangoes.
oh no, I love
No,
mango.
yeah.
Mango's dope.
There's no
But
mango
papayas
slander on
is-
this.
it's got a weird.
Yeah, there's no mango slander on this show.
No,
I'm a
no.
big
Mango's.
mango guy.
I'm
a big
pro.
mango
I'm pro
guy.
mango.
Pro mango.
Pro
All right.
mango.
That should be the name of the show. Pro mango.
Instead of MAGA, just mango.
Pro mango. There we go.
Done and done.
Yeah. But I get home. I eat dinner. My mom and sister are like, "Hey, are you watching the fight?" And I was not as invested into it as everybody else was. One, I love Mike Tyson.
Yep.
I have nothing against Jake Paul, even if he is not the best person in the world and whatever the case may. I mean, I don't know this guy. His brother's a hell of a wrestler, I'll tell you that.
Sound like somebody else I know.
Well, I'm just saying, for somebody who just was a YouTube guy and then got in a ring, he's pretty damn good. That's what I'll say about that. But the big thing is, and then I'm sitting there, and I feel like a little kid, and I'm telling my sister, who's never seen Mike Tyson fight, I was like, man, back in the day, the reason he's called the baddest man on the planet, I said he used to just knock people out.
I mean,
you'd
vicious.
You'd pay $50, and then you'd see 30 seconds of a fight, but you were justified because you saw a knockout.
Then you found ayahuasca, and it just feel better about my life.
Yeah.
But that was ayahuasca that chilled him out. But did you my favorite is when they were interviewing him right after he got out of jail and converted to Islam.
Yeah.
And he's like, "I'm gonna eat your children."
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, praise be to Allah." I'm like, "Oh my gosh."
Yeah, I mean,
this guy is nuts. When it came to pure intensity, nobody was better than him. And I'm a little bit older than you are, RJ, so I remember the early Tyson years.
Oh, people were scared of that motherfucker.
They with good reason, and he was knocking motherfuckers out in the first round within seconds, and it was almost to the point you didn't want to order the pay-per-view because you're like, dude, this is gonna be over in a round. Why the fuck am I gonna pay $49.99 for that?
Youngest heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
It was 19 and some change.
Yep.
Not almost 20 years old, knocking motherfuckers out.
And just his story, man. Tyson's story, grew up dirt poor, was in an orphanage, I mean, really,
it's the true rags to riches story of the American dream.
And then Robin Givens happened.
Hey, Epic, we don't need you to be putting that shit in the chat, okay? Fuck winter.
What?
Only 35 days until winter.
No. Hold on. We're not there yet. When we get there, we'll let you know.
And then Londa, bro, you can have your winter.
I know it's already cold over there.
Hell yeah.
It's probably cold all year round. But
we got a person in the chat, Londa. He's in the Netherlands.
Oh,
yeah.
So
it's fucking cold.
Yeah, let me just say, food and hurting.
Yeah.
I don't know what they speak in the Netherlands. Food and hurting.
Dutch, bro.
Yeah, food and hurting.
So I
look. The views of Bobby B are not the views of Mad Scientist Lab.
The views of Mad Scientist Lab.
Heard it.
So I'm sitting there explaining to my sister, I start to feel the little itch in me. I'm like, all right. I was like, Mike Tyson's fighting. I was like, fuck yeah, dude. I was like, we're gonna see.
We're still on this story. Good God.
Yeah, dude. Well, it's a big deal.
Go ahead.
It is. So I'm telling her, I'm showing her clips. I'm like, you see how fucking crazy this man is? There's a reason, I'm hyping her up. And then, Netflix has the whole buffering thing going on where we
that was
got to
awful,
reload
dude.
it and all this other shit. So I pull my phone up, and there is a moment in the before the fight where Mike is being interviewed, and then he just walks away, and he's wearing assless chaps.
Oh, that was so funny, dude.
And
First
it is.
of all, they weren't assless chaps.
They look like. I mean, I know that's
It was-
not what they
It
are.
was the belt and the cup.
I get that. I understand.
They look like assless chicks.
but they look like assless.
and seeing Mike Tyson's 58-year-old ass.
This is how I know you motherfuckers never played baseball because
No, I didn't.
a cup back in the day.
I know.
It was your ass is out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all right.
yeah, right.
And then you had the little straps going like around your thighs and at the bottom of your butt cheek,
But look,
and then the cup in the front.
my thing is, okay, you're a guy who does, the camera work for this Netflix thing, right?
Yeah.
He said,
Clearly, the guy was an amateur because he was focused on, Mike Tyson, and he was being interviewed by his son, by the way. That was
Yeah.
actually his real son. And it was when he's like, I love you, Dad. Love you too, son. Give him a kiss. Walked away. The guy pans down, and then you just see the crack of his ass.
Yeah.
Why the hell wouldn't you, as soon as he's walking away, then you cut?
Might be the best
for
spectacle of the whole evening,
for
besides the
Netflix.
women's fight.
It was for Netflix.
It was
You know what?
do it for,
exactly.
Do it for the gram.
Netflix,
for the
let me
net.
just give you this right here, because that was entertainment.
Yeah,
Netflix
so,
and chill.
long story short, because we have a lot to discuss
Yes.
this week. We saw the fight. Mike Tyson is 58 years old.
He's
He
58 years old, dude.
Got in the ring, survived 8 rounds. Jake Paul won by unanimous decision. I'm not going to treat it like a traditional boxing. I'm just not.
it
I
wasn't.
don't think it tarnishes Mike Tyson's career.
Londa said they speak Dutch. They don't sound like Swedish people.
Oh, okay.
Okay, sorry, I don't do it. Rhonda, I'm sorry, I don't do a very good Dutch accent. So that was me attempting to be.
I don't even know what
humorous.
a Dutch accent sounds like. I guess that would be like Max Verstappen. He's from
Yeah.
the Netherlands.
But
I'll do my research next time, Rhonda. I promise.
Londa.
Londa, whatever.
Londa Drive, baby. What I was gonna say
No.
is relax.
I said
Rhonda.
Sorry, Londa.
Let's relax. But regardless, saw the fight. If you want to call it a fight, that's what it. We can get into that. We're not going to.
Yeah.
But I will say that I have still the utmost respect for Mike Tyson for going out there.
And Paul did
And-
too. Can I tell you?
Yeah.
You could tell that he was not bringing his full intensity, honestly, because he really didn't want to hurt Mike.
No,
because it would have been simple for him
He's
to
fighting
just
somebody who could be is old enough to
Right.
be his father or his grandfather. Like, really.
Right. And then there's a level of respect. I mean, he is like one of the greatest of all time heavyweights, dude. Like of all time. I mean, granted, like people would give the argument about, Muhammad Ali, but different era. But for the era that we grew up in, like he was our champ. He was the
it's
heavyweight
funny.
champ.
I saw a picture before the fight in the locker room. Lennox Lewis and Evander Holyfield. were
Yeah.
there with
Yeah.
him. Which, bro, again, this goes back to us being old as shit.
Yeah.
But back then, those were the guys.
Those were the guys.
Dude, they were the
Yeah.
dude. The heavyweight division of
Yep.
boxing was like top tier. I mean,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
it was
all.
like a
that's all anybody gave a fuck about. Like nobody really cared. Except for
Welterweight,
like,
yeah.
except for
bantamweight and all that other
yeah,
stuff.
except for Sugar Ray Leonard. They like other than that, there wasn't really too many. And what's the guy?
Wait a minute. Hector Macho Camacho,
I
Julio
was,
Cesar Chavez.
I was about to say the guy from Panama, motherfucker. Shit.
Oh, Trinidad.
No,
I was a big fan of Guillermo.
Oh, no, he's
Rigondeaux.
Puerto Rican. Sorry.
I was a big.
him and Sugar Ray Leonard fought like twice, and they had battles. So those are like only a few of his. Roberto Duran.
Duran.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there
yeah,
you
yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Manos de piedra.
Yeah, and I just I don't want to take anything away from Mike. It was cool to see him go back in the ring. I mean, everybody really came to see him. I really think at the end of the day,
Absolutely.
And I think I wasn't disappointed. I think if anything, I was disappointed in the fact that like these guys didn't really buy, and that's why I don't really like the whole celebrity boxing thing.
It's
I
no
mean,
good.
they were throwing some blows. Mike did great the first 2 rounds, and then obviously age is catching up with him. Which is
Motherfucker, he's 58.
Yeah,
he's almost 60.
Yeah.
So, but
And
but
the
you
fact
gotta
that he
give
got
the
in
guy
that
credit,
shape,
dude.
though,
I
I
mean,
mean,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, you got to give the guy credit. So
so much credit.
I will always view
that's
that
science right there.
I
That's
will
not
always view that
natural.
as
God
just
damn.
an exhibition, and that's it. Like that's what that was. It was cool. It was nice to see Mike back in the ring. you know, he didn't get knocked out.
It was
He didn't-
nostalgia, dude.
Yeah,
That's
that's really what it was.
You gonna cry, bro?
No, not at all. Not at all.
You look like a little like you're about to.
You know, I cry for you sometimes. You know,
You should.
I cry actually very often for
Only
you.
when you're drunk.
So actually, you know, since we're talking about this,
Yes.
I want to talk about. You know, I watched a fight. I go in my room. I turn
Londa,
my
I'm trying to
TV.
get to your question, bro. But
I'm sorry, Londa.
RJ's
My
just
apologies.
Fucking rambling.
But that's what happens when you're on the Mad Scientist Lab podcast. But I go into my room, I lay down, I turn the TV on, turn on Law and Order. All right. That's right. That's right. And thank you for doing that. And then I find a video of Jared with some magical crystal ball
Yeah, it was
wearing
funny.
a robe.
That was funny.
And I'm like, all right, this
Mr.
guy's-
Cleo.
Yeah, and I was like, all right, Jared's obviously trashed. Like,
Not at all.
I don't know.
I love
Just because, bro, why do people keep saying just because I'm fucking? I could be drinking, but just because I have the inspiration for some shit.
No,
and
it's funny.
and I do it. Like, why does it have to be because I'm drunk?
Well, it's not even that. I thought it was great. That's probably one of the best videos you've ever made, if I had to be honest with you.
That was pretty, look. And
That's crazy.
my
Yeah.
favorite too is just the way he kept looking at the camera's eyes. Oh my gosh! dude.
I was so impressed
Had
by
me
that. I
rolling.
showed it to my mother, and she
Had
was
me
like, "What
rolling.
is he wearing?" I was like, "I've never seen this robe in my life." And apparently, you wear that around the house.
No, I don't wear it around the house.
You know,
That is.
that was the first thing. I was like, "Where did I did?"
First of all, it's not a robe. It's a top. I'll tell you offline where I got it from.
I got you.
But I had the idea pop in my head, and I was like, I should do like a Mr. Cleo type thing about
Mr.
this.
Cleo.
And I was like looking in my closet, like, what can I wear to make me look like a fucking? And I just happened to have that because somebody gave it to me a while ago, and I was like, oh. And then I think I'm gonna do the character again for something else, but I have an African print like a kufi type
You got
thing.
a kufi?
Yeah, I had to get it from my mom's house, so I'm gonna wear that for the next one instead of the hat that I had.
Yeah.
I was just trying to come up with some.
But
shit
it was funny because like just you were like the way you were saying basically like in your crystal ball like you were determining the outcome of what you already knew was going to happen to that damn fight.
Super random. I thought the fight was random. I thought seeing Tyson's ass was random, and then
Yeah, I
they
know.
go lay down, and then
I
there's
know,
Jared with a crystal ball. I
The
was
same
like, what?
reaction you had is the same reaction I had, but I
laying
saw it
there.
this morning though. I saw it this morning and I was just like, "What the fuck? Oh my god, that's hilarious!"
It just fucking came out of nowhere.
No, I mean it's good. I mean improvisation.
Improvisation.
Improvisation. Thank you. I'm sorry about that.
In provision.
Improvision.
Improvise.
Improvise. Yeah, here we go.
So, what is Londa's question, Londa?
Oh yes, please, please.
What do you guys think about today's heavyweights? Wilder, Fury, Usyk, Joshua, and Dubois.
I think personally, I think they're all incredible in terms of a boxing standpoint. But the thing about boxing is, it's just not.
It's not
just
like it was back
Yeah,
then.
it's just not relevant
Yeah.
anymore. And I was telling that to
I
my
won't
sister.
say it's not relevant.
Fury's
Whoa,
dope though. I
whoa,
like
whoa.
Fury though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
I
of
like
course.
Wilder, but
I like Wilder.
I mean, he's a big dude. I
it's
mean,
not the same as it was, man. Like I'm telling you, Londa, it's really hard to explain. But back in those days when you had Mike Tyson, Buster Douglas, Evander Holyfield, even George Foreman, he came out of
And
retirement.
George
he was
Foreman
like
coming out,
45. I think he was
Yeah.
45 when he came back. And a few and Lennox Lewis.
Lennox Lewis,
Like
yeah.
man, like the heavyweight, the skill of a heavyweight back then was like I don't know, it was different.
Yeah.
yeah,
And that's what people just every week. Hey, where are we watching the fights? Or are you gonna have it at your house? And like,
Yeah.
you know what? I'll even give it up into the De La Hoya days in Trinidad. And
But again, there was like these rivalries that were so dope back
Yeah,
then.
yeah.
But there were true rivalries. Like the only way I can explain it, well, especially in some of the other weights too, besides heavyweight, because I was like a big into the whole like Sugar Ray Leonard and Roberto Duran thing, and then it was Sugar Ray Leonard.
yeah, how come you didn't pull that name out when I asked about it earlier?
well, we had to
I said Sugar Ray Leonard. Yeah, he lost to him a few times.
No, but I mean, but like there were other ones too, like Hector Macho Camacho's fights.
Yeah.
That dude was like hilarious, man. He become like dressed in like fucking like all kinds of different outfits just to like
I
just
think that's the other thing. Well, they still do it now because Wilder definitely does. It was the
Yeah.
showmanship.
The
part
showmanship,
of it.
right. But then the boxing skill, like it's that hasn't changed. Like, but again, it was just a different vibe when it came to like the competition aspect of
Yeah.
it.
Plus, there wasn't options back then.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
like that's the that was entertainment. Like,
Yeah.
oh, wait, it's on HBO or it's pay per view.
Yeah, it's a big deal. It's a super big deal.
It was really huge. Just like going to a comedy show used to be like a really big deal. People would get dressed up, and I mean, they still do that. It's like a night out.
See,
but it's for like a special,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
And we couldn't afford to go to like the real fights, but we would like, do the pay-per-view thing.
Yeah,
back
of
in
course.
back in the day with
Of
like,
course.
cable
Everybody
and
chip in.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Everybody
yeah.
chip in.
You're
Everyone
talking about
bring-
a $40 fight back in the day was
They were still 50 back then.
It was about 50
Well,
something.
yeah. No, but still,
And a
regardless.
Tyson fight, even more.
Oh yeah, probably 60, 70. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
people,
you're paying that money, and you got your buddies coming over.
Yep.
It's like, hey, throw me 10, you throw me 10,
And then,
It's
yeah,
like,
you
hey,
pay
Order
for-
some pizzas,
and,
right?
Yeah,
Got
get
some
your
beer.
beer,
Everyone
and
brings beer.
you're good.
although I was like a kid, like when that was
Well,
happening, but
Yeah, I'm thinking like about like kind of later, like De La Hoya, Trinidad.
Yeah.
That's when we would do it for that stuff. But like, yeah, as a kid, like you'd be lucky. Like the only way you'd be able to catch it if somebody had it on VHS, like during that summer at your buddy's house or some
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
So to move on from this segment, Mike Tyson is still the baddest man on the planet.
Oh,
Don't
hell yeah.
ever fucking forget it.
Yes.
That man is
Goat.
a lethal weapon.
Funny as shit, smart as fuck.
Smart as fuck.
Intelligent
People-
human being.
Because of all the shit that he did, bro, like back in the day, like I think people never understood how smart that motherfucker is until like now when he has his podcast and he's on these.
Well, I
different-
was actually telling that to my sister last night. I was like, hey, I was telling him about his upbringing and the orphanage and all that. I was like, dude, that's like if you listen to even
hitting
20
old ladies in the face and robbing them.
Yeah, I mean, dude.
He's clocking them even back then.
Hey, man, dude. When you're young, you make poor decisions.
Well,
I think we can all agree with
yeah,
that.
and-
I don't
and-
think I'm not justifying it
from
by
the
any
Bronx.
means.
But then he also like again we're dwelling on Tyson, but like there's so much you can get into, like basically him going through the heartbreak of like finally finding a father figure in
That's
D'Amato.
what I was telling Sean last
Yeah.
night. I was saying same thing. I was like, I think once it's kind of like the Kanye situation when like Kanye's mom died. Like he went a whole different direction.
Yeah.
He went full Kardashian.
Customato like brought this dude up, gave him a meaning and a path,
A purpose.
a purpose. That's exactly what I said. And then like as soon as he was gone, like he was there for a minute, and then boom, something fucking went the other way.
Don King happened after that.
Ah, touche.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is true. This is
and
true.
then Robin Givens happened after that. Or
She was
around
hot.
the same
She
time.
was hot back
She was
then.
very
No, she
hot.
was super hot, dude.
But anyway, like just saying that like he went through like the stuff he went through at his peak and then at his downfall and then
Prison
his
time.
prison time, and but then his like almost like his transformation, his spiritual transformation. He became a devout Muslim, and then just his almost resurrection after that. Like, have you ever watched his podcast, like Smokebox?
Hot,
Hot box, whatever.
Hot box.
Something
Oh, yeah.
box. Okay, sorry.
Smoke box.
Smoke box.
They're smoking in the
Another puff.
hot box. They're hot boxing in the smoke box, whatever. Anyway, his podcast where they smoke weed. But
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
spinal cord.
Hmm?
Lana said spinal cord. It, like my back is broken. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Post fight interview.
yeah, it's unbelievable, and like that's why like people just hold a very special place. in their
Yeah,
hearts
you
for him,
know, and we're not justifying anything he did when he was younger, but
No,
you talk
like you
about
said,
you talk
mistakes.
about
And we're
somebody
lucky
who-
to still have him around because
Yeah, we are.
people who go through the shit that he went through, bro,
Mm-hmm.
probably wouldn't make it to.
No,
the
he is
Yo,
a very
do you-
tough individual.
Okay, one more
very,
boxing
very
thing.
tough.
You remember a boxer by the name of Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker?
Yes,
Pernell
I
Whitaker.
do.
Yeah.
He was an amazing boxer, dude. But again, he fell down the path of like, drugs and things like that. And just like, the poor guy, like, he had a bad time of it and then he just went down the wrong path. And like you said, like sometimes it happens like that. So
Yeah.
we're very fortunate he was able to come out of that and we still have him around,
Yeah, so big shout out to Iron Mike Tyson. And so as we move forward, I want to talk about something, as I talk about many things on this show. I went to a football game, and I'm not going to talk about who won or anything like that. But
Here we go.
I want to talk about my experience.
Okay.
Very briefly. I'll take 5 minutes, and then we'll move on.
Okay. Dig it.
So I went to Northwest Stadium this past Sunday. First time up there in a while.
I still hate the name.
Why do you? Okay, but keep going.
Got up early after we did the podcast last week. Got up, got dressed, took a shower, drove up there. You know, I'm going to say shout out to our good buddies, Tara, Stubbs, and Clay. Thank you. And Rhodey. Thank you for having us.
And you.
Yeah, you know, and me, you know. No, but I swear to God, we got to Landover, Maryland in like 20 minutes. Because,
Wow, damn.
Yeah, because...
What are you doing, like 90?
I don't know. Well, Tara was driving. She's a wonderful person. But, yeah, we got there in 20 minutes. And
Holy shit.
I'm not used to being a passenger. And I'm like, hey, are you going to, like, tip over? Are we going to, like, fly over this guardrail kind of thing? But regardless, we get there. We park. We set up the tailgate. And then we're, you know, greeted by, you know, just people from all over, which I just had a great time at the game. Tailgate was awesome. We had brats, burgers, dogs, chicken, you know. Then I had to pee in the woods because there were no porta potties, you know. So I went in the woods and peed, and I felt, you know, I don't know.
You mean there were no porta potties?
The porta potties were not close to us. They were like on the other side of the lot, dude. So the closest place to us was the woods. So,
Lazy ass motherfucker.
I'm not walking 5 miles.
It ain't 5 miles.
It felt like 5 miles, and granted,
That's why he only uses that once a week.
one day I'm going to be
Once a week,
world heavy-
one time a year.
You know, I had a really terrible idea just now, but keep going.
It's okay. No, but
Now I'm intrigued.
But I was
Exactly.
I was just super pumped for the game. You know, I had a great time. The crazy part, the reason I brought it up is that, you know, Washington is doing very well. You know, the Steelers fan base travels very well. I mean, that's just normal. But I've been to quite a few sporting events in my life. And I remember, well, no, I do remember, dude, we go inside and this place is fucking packed, dude. I mean, it's like packed.
Do they still have the seats covered?
Dude, I couldn't tell you. I could not tell you.
What do you mean? You can see the fucking where there's no places where.
Oh no, dude! The whole fucking place was packed, dude. The whole place.
They must have opened everything back up because for a while, because attendance was so low.
Yep.
They fucking covered sections off.
Yeah, and that I understand, and I do know what you're speaking of, but it was packed, like literally fucking packed. So, you know, we're drinking at the tailgate, we're eating, we go inside, so obviously I got to buy my 2 complimentary beers that cost me $30, God forbid.
How's that complimentary?
It's complimentary to me, goddamn.
He likes to use big words
Oh,
and
okay,
don't know what
okay.
they mean.
I'm like T.I., baby.
I don't know.
That's so
I think
good.
T.I. knows what he's saying.
Indubitably.
Expeditiously.
Expeditiously.
I will expeditiously.
I will serotonin you expeditiously.
Yeah, shout out to T.I., by the way. King back, baby.
T.I. King.
But so
I love T.I., by the way.
So we get inside and we are all like literally squeezed in. I mean, like I felt like I was in a sardine
I love
can.
getting inside.
And as I'm walking we finally find our section. I see it. They're like, hey, we're gonna buy some beer. I was like, all right, let me buy it too. So somebody's in front of me and then they vanish. They completely
Are
vanish.
they a magician?
I don't know. I have no idea.
It
I
was
didn't
complimentary.
Complimentary
show.
magician.
It was a part of the magic trick, I guess. So I'm like, where is everybody? So I'm like, here's my section. But the way the crowd was moving, how dense it was, it pushed me like 8 sections over, dude.
Oh, shit.
Literally, I could not. But I was like,
Sea of
excuse
people.
me.
Wow.
Like I've got.
Well,
my
you could have
beers.
probably just walked. You were probably closer to porta potties at that point.
Probably, but I had already, peed in the woods at that point, But I'm like holding the 2 beers I just bought. I don't want to drop my terrible towel because my grandma bought it for me. It's super sacred to me. And everybody's like, excuse me. And then they're
Question. You have more than one terrible towel, correct?
Yeah, but this is the terrible towel for me.
Don't take that one to the sporting event.
That's the most special one. That's the reason we won is because I
That
had
is
it.
not the reason.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I think in my
Fucking
mind.
Redskins defense is ass.
Yeah. I was just going to say, it was the defense that did it, not the
Excuse me,
top.
the Commanders.
Yeah, some of the calls on Joey Porter Jr. were horseshit. But regardless,
Anyway.
I will say, I finally made my way to our seats. And shout out to Stubbs, man. He got us such great seats. I was 14 rows back on the 45-yard line.
For $250, they better be fucking close.
No, they were $480,
Oh,
sir, dude.
hell.
Yeah, $480.
My ass would have been fucking not there.
Okay, but you weren't, so it's okay.
I didn't know I was not going to that shit.
And the moment I sat down,
I would not have mind going, but then when I fucking saw them looking up the tickets, they were talking about parking was like $100 and some or something.
Well, they had the parking pass situation.
All I'm saying, yeah, but they still had to buy that shit. But I was like, nah, it ain't worth going to that.
And do you know what the crazy part is? He bought these tickets well over a month ago, and that's how. And they were even more expensive.
Let me put it this way: I paid maybe $600 for my F1 ticket. That's just for the race day. That was the one day.
I mean, it's a big deal. It's a big event.
Yeah. It's a lot more money involved, way more money involved in that sport than fucking football. Ain't no fucking way.
And that's why you save up, and that's why you go down periodically.
Yeah, fuck that shit, bro.
Dude. So, but big shout out to him. We had great seats. We all had a great time. It has nothing to do with what happened on the field. I mean, I felt justified since we won. Like, it's like, oh, thank God I didn't spend my money to come watch us lose, kind of thing.
Oh, that would have been.
And look, and you guys, both teams are actually doing very well this year.
Yeah.
So, like, it was a toss-up.
That is the best football game I've ever been to in person. I mean,
what was the ratio of Commanders fans to
I would
Pittsburgh
say it was
fans?
probably 60-40. Dude, there were
60-40 what?
The Steelers fans, they were everywhere.
Yeah, but you got to remember, they just knowing. Like, as long as we've been in this area, we know there's a shitload of fucking Pittsburgh fans here already.
So I wasn't even like gauging that. I was happy. We were eating with Washington fans. We were talking football. We all had a great time. Even at the end of the game, when the dude jumped and we got the win. The guy in front of me was with his kid, and he was like, shit, man. And his kid was like, sorry. And his kid was kind of down. I was like, hey, man, don't worry about it. You guys are going to be fine. Because they are going to be fine.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Steelers fans. Shut up.
No.
We don't need your sympathy.
Yeah. What the fuck are you talking about right
I got
now?
to play Baltimore tomorrow, so that should be something fun.
You know what, though? They're not exactly, they're beatable, I think.
Oh, yeah, don't worry. I'm not worried about the Ravens. I worry about Derrick Henry. That's a huge, that's a huge human being, dude.
You need to worry about
But just to go to a game and just the game being so tight and going through all the motion. Put it this way, in the last 2 minutes, I probably died like 4 times.
It tight.
Yeah.
I like it tight when I'm inside.
Yes, we like it tight while we're inside here on the Mad Scientist Live podcast.
That's 2 already for you. That's 2. I like it.
But I just wanted to briefly speak
I'm in
on
the zone these days. I'm telling you, bro.
Dude, we're like firing on all cylinders. I really feel it. Like my mom.
You're not talking about what I'm talking about.
You're hitting the spot, man.
Yeah.
Must be nice.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I have a cat, and my cat is cool.
You know what's driving it? Like, I want to get so fucking good that it's undeniable. And comedy starts paying off in pussy.
Well, you know what? Vagina.
Money would be nice, but pussy's great.
It is the currency of the world.
It does make you feel better. It does make you feel better. It does.
Yeah.
It's terrible. It's terrible. Relax, it's a joke. But I just wanted to briefly speak on that. I had a great time. Shout out to Subs, Tara, Clay, and Rhodey.
Oh my God. How many fucking shout outs did they get?
I don't know. I'm drunk.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not. I'm just happy. I'm just happy you guys are here. Here we go. But regardless, you know what? So Bobby came over. Bobby came over. He was on time, unlike a certain person I know.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
You know what?
If I was dying,
I knew this was gonna come up.
if I was dying,
I knew this was gonna come up, and I'm gonna tell you why.
If you had to poop, I understand.
What happened is,
I get that.
first of all, I didn't think he was gonna be here at 6. I thought he was gonna be here at 6:30. Second of all, I'm black,
I understand.
and I'm gonna use this as an excuse. My
CPT.
my jiu-jitsu instructor is Brazilian, and
Okay.
Brazilians are also known to be late.
I was going to say CPT can't possibly tell time. No, I know what it means.
Yeah.
Yeah, what does it mean, RJ?
I don't know.
Then what does it mean, RJ?
I don't know. So
Does
here,
it mean-
You just wanted to say it, don't you?
Is it in people?
no,
in
no,
people?
in people. In PT. No,
NTP?
we don't call NP. NPT.
Yeah.
No
Yeah,
person
what?
tells. Get out of here. Regardless. So Bobby comes over.
Not playing that.
Yeah. You aren't feeding me into your horse shit.
Yeah.
So Bobby comes over, and he said, "Hey, man, he was like, I'm glad I'm here. I was like, I'm glad you're here too. He was like, you're never gonna guess what happened to me.
Yeah.
And he said, that's the whole reason I'm here. So,
Yeah.
Bobby, we need to know exactly what happened when you left after the last episode.
A funny thing happened to me after I left the podcast. let me just stretch here so I can tell you this tale.
I'm going to put the pictures up because I don't know exactly what happened, but I'm going to put the pictures up so people can see.
Yeah. And let me tell you the tale, and let me give you some backstory, because it's very important. Context means everything, ladies and gentlemen. So, your boy Bobby's been having a rough couple of months. I'll be really honest with you, fellers. Personal life, some stuff is happening. Like my mom had major back surgery. Shout out to moms.
Yeah, shout out moms.
She's doing great now.
Yeah.
Fantastic. But it was rough. It was rough. Like whenever you see your mother in writhing pain for an extended period of time and there's nothing you could do to help her, that kind of does something to you, right?
Yeah.
My dog, he's also got a degenerative issue where basically his legs are just basically falling apart and he's basically going to not be able to use his legs.
Damn.
Yeah.
And can probably lead to some other things which basically will shorten his lifespan in the next 2 years.
Bam.
And on top of that, things at work ain't going too good, or we're having a rough patch at work. No. Now things are starting to, but it was a rough patch there for a while. Yeah. So your boy Bobby he was having a hard time. So anyway,
right, we love you, brother.
Still doing comedy, by the way. So I want to see. I didn't even know. Well, I did know most of this, but I didn't realize until you explained it. It was all in one fucking lump.
Yeah,
and still fucking did comedy. So I want to hear if you got a fucking dream that you want to do. I don't want to hear your fucking excuses.
Yep,
motherfuckers that want to get shit done. Period.
And
that's all I want to say.
And look, and everyone has problems.
Yeah.
So, with that in mind, gentlemen, so I did the podcast with you guys, which was great, which was lovely. I loved it. I love
having you here.
I love hanging out with you guys. The conversation got really deep, which I loved. I love that deep conversation we were having. We should definitely do that one again because there's like a lot of stuff, we could talk about, given all the stuff going on around the world. But anyways, so your boy Bobby leaves here to go to another party, which is my niece's 30th birthday party. She's turning 30. And shout out to my niece, Diana. So she's having this big party, and my wife actually was going to go out of town because she's going to go visit my daughter at college. And she took my son with my mother-in-law. So your boy Bobby's got the house to himself, just me and the dog. And I have this party to go to. I came to do the podcast, and after I left the podcast, went to go do the party. So I had a little shot of whiskey. Thank you very much, RJ, for giving me a little snort of that whiskey. Yeah. And I started with that. Made it to my brother-in-law's house, and it's mostly just family and maybe a couple of her friends that showed up. So I started drinking. Now, my beverage of choice, if any of you would like to furnish your pal Bobby with a bottle, this is what I like to drink. Gentleman's Jack. So I'm a big Jack and Coke guy.
Yeah. Very, very, very traditional, very simple.
It's,
not complicated. You just like to sip. I got
and you know what? Some people give me shit because I drink it with Coke or Coke Zero, whatever. But that's what I like to drink. And, I just, have a good time or whatever. So with all the stress of the shit that I was going through, and ladies and gentlemen, let me preface this. And if you want to throw up a little banner, post video and say, this is not how you should handle your problems, but this is what happened to me. So I go and I start drinking the Gentleman's Jack, but I also went out and I bought one of those.
Jesus Christ!
You know how they have Jack and Coke already mixed in the can?
Yeah, the cans. We actually had some of those at the tailgate.
Fucking sugar.
Yeah,
it is. It's sugar.
It's straight
it's
sugar.
So fucking good though.
I took a sip of one and I was like, no.
And I was picking up some stuff to take to the party, some other stuff like chips and things like that just to help out. And I see that they have it, but then I see right next to it they have cherry Coke. I love cherry Coke.
Oh, so
I love cherry Coke. I'm like, oh my god, cherry Coke.
We are similar-minded people.
Cherry Coke and Jack Daniels.
Coke.
It doesn't get any better than that, right? So I grab a box of that, right? So I'm at the party and I'm drinking Jack and Coke, and then I drink one of those because I'm like, oh man, this shit is delicious. And then I go back to Jack and Cokes. So the party gets going. We're having a good time, singing. Everyone's dancing, having a good time, and then all of a sudden, the tequila shots start.
Oh, shit. Oh, man, dude. Yeah, tequila.
No, wait a second. So your boy Bobby, he knows that if I start hitting that tequila, bad things are going to happen. So I don't. So
that's, first of all, that's not just you. That's everybody. Although they say that's the healthiest
It is.
of alcohols. That you
It's
can
got probiotics. Tequila does.
Yeah, because it comes from actual plants. I mean,
It does.
Vodka does too, but
It does if that's all you're drinking. However,
yeah, you mixing it with fucking sugar and all kinds of other
oh boy,
yeah.
and I drank a lot of that Gentleman's Jack and Coke, and also the little cherry Cokes. So then I didn't want to do the tequila shots, and they were all doing the tequila shots.
shit. I don't mean to interrupt.
No,
you.
no, go ahead.
This is why he doesn't drink as much.
I don't drink. I'm not a drinker.
I was gonna say but it's still fun going out because he will when we're in Texas or whatever, he'll still fucking order. So I'll have a cocktail. I'll be like,
Hey, man. Nothing
Look,
like being an adult.
look. Meanwhile, I'm over there fucking on my third drink already.
See, you're a respectable individual.
Well, because I know one
Yeah,
of us
as I pour another
one of us
glass.
has to know which way to go at the end of the night.
First of all, I know my way around fucking 6th Street like the back of my hand now. I'm good.
Yeah, it's just one street. So yeah.
Yeah, but that's the only street I care about.
And someone also has to remember the code to the Airbnb.
Well, true. 'Cause
Yeah, there you go.
I won't remember shit.
So anyway, I'm getting pretty happy. I'm getting pretty lit, but I'm fine, right? And again, I'm avoiding the tequila shots because I know that's not gonna go well. And of course, they're getting happy and stuff like that. And then we do this thing where it's hard to translate in English. I'm sure there's a very equivalent thing, but you say the little chant where you go pa arriba, pa abajo, pa'l centro, pa dentro.
Oh
So-
yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, so basically it's like, above, below, to the center, and down you go, something like that.
Yeah.
So to the Latino listeners, all two of you out there,
Latino heat.
Latino.
I'm sure there's some fucking sneaky listeners,
Yeah, right.
watchers out there.
Latinos, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so they were doing that, right? And it gets the party gets happening. It gets good. So at some point, one of my nieces who was at the party, she introduces me to this stuff right here, Soon Hari. I don't know if you guys are familiar with what that is.
Wait, this is a new drink?
This is
No, it's not a new drink.
Another drink. I mean,
This is another drink.
Jeez.
So because my niece doesn't, she's not a big tequila girl. She doesn't like tequila, but the birthday girl, she's a tequila girl. So anyway, so it's this stuff right here, and I'll send you the picture to put it up. But it's this stuff right here. It's
that already looks deadly, dude.
it's apparently a
I can look it up now.
yeah. It's SOONHARI. So it's essentially it's a Korean liqueur. So
Okay.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Is
Wait,
like
spell
like
it one more time.
Is it
SOONHARI. And I don't want to butcher the name, but Soon Hari.
is it like
Oh,
a is it
it's,
like a sake to a degree?
It's called. What the fuck is it called? I can't remember what it's called, but
yeah, she
I know
called
what
it
you're
something. But anyway, so yeah, that stuff right there. That's it.
is.
That's
We
it.
got it. Oh, it looks like they got it
And
in like a
it's-
12-pack or something.
And it's the clear bottle is what we were having, and so she was
That's
taking
more sugar, by the way.
no, and it's actually higher alcohol content.
Really?
A lot higher. And because it's sweet and you don't feel it at all. So you don't get the burn. So you're like, oh shit, this is fine. So she was like, you want to do a shot with me with this stuff? I'm like, yeah. Again, I'm all happy. So I'm like, no problem. So I started doing shots of that stuff. And man, it was crazy. So I started just like going, oh boy, this is like,
You started feeling it, right?
and I'm feeling it. So
First of all, have you learned from two of your comic buddies?
which two?
The two that
No. Well, I live like maybe like
Oh, see.
like 5-10 minute walk from
walk.
my brother-in-law's
Okay,
house.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
No, I walked there. Yeah.
Okay.
So I was getting home, no problem.
All right. Well, that's always that's very important.
Yeah. Very responsible. I mean, your boy Bobby doesn't do that. So, I started doing shots of that stuff, and at some point in the evening, somebody doesn't give me those because I guess the bottle ran out, and they started giving me tequila shots instead because it's all clear liquid to me at that point.
Yeah.
So I've had the whiskey you gave me,
Jeez.
the Gentleman's Jack and Coke,
Oh man.
the Jack and Coke with the cherry
Coke.
with the cherry Coke.
Oh man. dude.
Now the Soon Hurry,
Mm.
and now the tequila.
Oh,
The
man.
Don Julio tequila, by the way. Shout out to Don Julio. Good shit.
My.
So look, and we're getting low. Now, mind you, this has got to be about maybe 10:30 in the evening.
Wait, what?
Yes.
Well, you left at 9:30. Jesus.
Yeah.
Bro, within an hour?
No. But remember, I'd gotten there. I think I left here at like what time? Like no,
guys-
because
it was early. No,
we
yeah, remember
did it
early last
We did
week,
early.
yeah.
Yeah, we did it early party, and I got there like around like 6 or something like that. So yeah, so it started like around 6:37, and yeah, by 10 o'clock, this is the shape I was in.
Yeah.
But I still with all my faculties, everything's still okay. But you know, things are starting to get a little wonky now that I'm mixing.
Starting to get the wonky.
Yes, and then all of a sudden, my brother-in-law disappears. He disappears with my niece, the one that gave me the Soon Hari. And we're having fun. I'm pouring more Jacks. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention, my niece decided to brew a batch of, what was it? It was almost like, you ever had a Moscow Mule?
Yeah.
It's like a Moscow Mule, except she did it herself with ginger beer and some other alcohol. So I drank a couple of that as well.
Was it whiskey? It's called a Tennessee Mule.
It's probably, that is something like that.
Or a Nashville Mule.
Yeah, Nashville. I think it's Nashville, whatever.
Did you have the mint leaves with it?
No, because it was like in a vat, and it was a party, so she just like, did like a vat of that stuff. So I drank a bit of that, and the ginger beer was so spicy I couldn't even get through the whole glass. So I drank some of that as well. So when my brother-in-law and my niece come back, because again, you know, somebody had to drive the car, he brought back a Costco-sized bottle of Don Julio.
Jesus Christ, dude! How are you here?
Have you seen the Costco? Have you ever been to a Costco with alcohol?
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Bro, the one in I think it's DC. Like they got
It's ridiculous.
huge bottles.
It's ridiculous.
Buy in
crazy.
bulk,
I'd
dude.
never
Like,
seen it before, and it turns out that they got it from the ABC store, so it wasn't Costco, but it was like a Costco size, because it's like the regular Don Julio bottle is about like yay big.
Yeah, it's got
This
the little
thing
cork
was
in
like-
it and everything.
This thing was this big with a cork in it too.
Damn.
So I was like, I look at the bottle and I'm like, ooh, it's gonna be a long night. So
It's already a long
it's
night.
already a long night. So, but
I'm ready to go to sleep at this point.
Yeah, dude.
like the evening progresses, and the last thing I remember is being at the party, having a good time, dancing or yelling, "Yay! Pa arriba, pa abajo, pa centro, pa dentro."
Yeah.
Y'all was getting it in, bro.
Yeah. And then next thing I know, I wake up.
Oh, shit.
So not only do I wake up, my eyes literally just go blink, and I have the world's biggest headache. Oh, the
Right,
hangover.
All that
right,
sugar.
yeah.
The hangover. And here's a funny part. I recall at some point, because I'd never seen like my younger niece, the one that gave me the Korean liquor. I remember telling her, listen, if you want to avoid a hangover, you need to drink water. Let's go drink some water right now. I drank one thing of water I drank the whole night, and that was it. I forgot about the water.
Well, that most of us do, so don't feel too bad about that.
So I wake up in my bed, and now I'm wearing the same sweater, and like I had like remember from that I had like a collared shirt, and like I had like my sweater on, right? My like the what's it called? Mothership sweater on, right?
Yeah.
Still had it on, still zipped up, but my pants and my socks were gone. That was in my underwear. I was in my underwear, and I'm like, okay, now that may not be odd. That may not be odd to most people.
I am smart.
That might not be odd to most people. Some people sleep in their underwear. Some people sleep naked, whatever. But your boy Bobby always sleeps with his pajamas. I always sleep with I have my special pajamas that I
Yeah,
wear.
That's all right. Comfort is key, sir.
But I did not have the pajamas, so, oh no. What happened? was my first thought. And I'm like, oh man, my head was throbbing, dude. And okay, you know what? I'm a good Catholic boy.
Yeah.
I am. And like,
Father,
Whoa,
Son, the Holy Spirit.
that could go many ways.
no.
I'm a
Okay.
good Catholic boy.
Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Priest.
Hello.
I'm here for Sunday service.
Well, okay, no. So, anyways, like as I said, I'm a good Catholic boy. So I had to go to church the next morning, and like I had gotten up. I think it was like maybe around like 8:00, and usually we go to mass at like 11:30. So I was planning on going to mass. Mind you, I am so hungover, but I'm trying to figure out what the hell happened. And the first thing I'm like, where the fuck are my pants? And no socks and pants, which is very odd because it was very cold.
Yeah.
So like I go downstairs, and this is how fucked up I was. Like still the next morning, I look at my dog. I'm like, what the fuck happened? Like looking for him to give me some answers.
Motherfucker's like, huh?
Where are my pants?
Yeah. It's like, Sonny, where are my pants? So I'm looking to him to give me answers. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I go to take a piss.
Dog shaking his head like,
Yeah, dog's
Hey,
just
bro.
like, "Rawr."
like you.
So-
hey, look, I could tell you, but
And this is
I
where
prefer you figure it out.
and
on
this is
your
where the
own.
pictures come in that Jared will put up
I'll post
on the
them.
screen later. Yeah, and I go to there's a bathroom on the main level. I live in a townhouse like this one, and on the main level, like there's a bathroom there.
Yeah.
So I walk in the bathroom. I look in that bathroom. The toilet is cracked. The bowl, not the bowl, but the actual the tank.
Yeah.
It's cracked. It looked like the Incredible Hulk just went, "Ah!" And a big old chunk of it was missing on one side. It fell out. And in the sink were not only my pants, my socks, two of my wife's decorative towels, which you're not even supposed to use those to dry your
Yeah,
hands.
well, you're not. They're
Yeah.
decorative for a reason,
Yeah.
sir.
Well, they were in the sink, sopping wet, with one of my soup bowls for whatever reason, and the toilet brush, all neatly compacted into the fucking basin. So I'm like, what in the blue fuck happened here? What the fuck happened here? No recollection of what happened. No idea how this happened. I start worrying. So I'm like, look, how the fuck did that happen? Like, oh shit, I was drunk. So then I'm like, I start looking at myself, no cuts, no bruises. So I'm like, this is an anomaly.
Yeah.
this is crazy. So I'm trying to figure out what the fuck happened. So first thing I do is I call my brother-in-law. I say, and I talk to my brother-in-law in Spanish. Shout out to brother-in-law Humberto and Manuel. Those guys took care of me, man. They made sure I got home.
Yeah.
and he started telling me, he's like, hermano, man, that was some crazy shit last night. And I was like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah.
So
No, bro, I hate that. That's
it's the worst.
It is the worst. It's like, what the fuck did I do? What did I say?
Right?
They
Where am I?
say alcohol is a depressant, but I think it's only a depressant because you realize you start making yourself feel bad for the shit you might have done that you don't even have any clue what
Yeah.
you did.
Right. And so he's telling me, he says, look, okay, first of all, the last thing we did is we took you home. We made sure you got in the house, right? And then we helped your dog because my dog's I mentioned before he has leg problems, so you have to help him to go downstairs and down my steps so he can go pee. So they were messing with him, and I'm grabbing the leash apparently, and he's telling me that you started grabbing the leash, but you started just going around like this with the leash, and we're trying to pick up the dog to take him, and you're going, so they're like, sit the fuck down, you're not helping, sit down. So they made me sit down. They take my dog out, they make him pee, they bring him back. And so they leave me there, and they're like, "Come on, man!" They tried to get me to go to my bed, but I'm like, "No, man, I'm fine. You good?" I said, "Yeah, man, I'm good. I'm fine." So he's like,
And you're in the house by yourself.
and I'm in the house by myself.
Yeah.
Nobody to look after me except the
Dangerous.
dog,
Yeah.
and I'm the one that's supposed to be watching the dog. And the dog's probably going, "No."
Oh yeah.
It's like filthy humor.
You are being judged.
The
You are
thing,
being
the
judged.
things
gets
that
better.
dogs, if dogs could talk, the things
Yeah.
that they would say about us, it's wild.
Okay, look, and I'm gonna have some fun here with you guys here, because there is a text message that I sent out right after they left me. So they left me thinking, all right, he'll stumble up to his room, he'll be fine. So they left me there and they went. And my brother-in-law went to his house. Other brother-in-law who's closer to where I live, he's there. All of a sudden, he gets this weird text message, or the other one gets a weird text message, and he calls my other brother-in-law who's closer because he was just cleaning up the house, after the party. And this had to have been. They said we left around midnight. No, 1 o'clock in the morning. Excuse me. It was 1 o'clock in the morning when I got to my house.
What kind of fucking party is that ending all early?
Well, again, we went hard, dude. Since 6 o'clock, we were going hard. So all of a sudden, and I'm going to scroll here so I can give it to RJ. I want you to read what I wrote,
All right.
so that you can see the situation I was in.
This is
All
a
right.
test, RJ. We're trying to make sure you can read.
Don't worry. I actually used to be a champion spelling bee
Oh, God.
speller.
All right.
Trust.
First of all, you're not
TR.
Indian, so I don't think.
Oh, here we go.
you did
Right here.
that well.
So it's even got a timestamp, so you see. So read,
right.
read right here.
So I'm gonna read this text that Bobby
The
sent.
green right there. Yeah.
Oh shit, bros! I think I broke the band ribos. Help. Yeah. So I know you were trying to text a word, but it didn't come out the way you wanted to spell
Ben
it.
Ribos.
The brand Ribos. I don't know
Yeah.
what the hell I was typing where autocorrect like, all right, throw that word in, throw this word in.
That might be the title right there.
So then all of a sudden, and then they saw the help. And like these guys know, like if I ask them for help, it's for a reason.
Yeah.
It's like we don't just say, hey, come on in. No, like, and they know they left me in bad shape. Yeah. So my brother-in-law, he tells me, yeah, man, so we got that. So we got on a three-way call with you. And so we three-way called you, and you picked up, and then you said, man, I don't know, there's water everywhere. What do you mean water everywhere? I don't know, man, there's water. I can't stop the water. And so they're like, they hang up, and my brother-in-law comes to get me. So my brother-in-law, God bless him, my doorbell's like not working right now. I have to fix it. So he knocks on the door.
Jeez, man.
You know, being a homeowner, yeah, the shit
I know.
breaks. Anyway.
Like, look,
Yeah.
I
Fucking
think
association, paint your shutters.
I
a
am
different
going
color.
to rent till the end of time.
Appreciate this. He knocks on the door just to get me to open the door. I open the door. I'm in my sweater, my shirt, no pants. That's how I greet him. And he's like, what the hell? So, yeah. So he's like, oh, what the hell's in it? And I just literally just explained to him, like, I don't know, water's everywhere. So he says, I sat down. He sat me down right there. And he went around and he saw in the bathroom there was water everywhere. And there was water still coming out of the little drain thing that comes from the floor. Now, apparently, according to him, I had the wherewithal to turn off the water. So I was able to I was drunk, but then I was able to smart enough to turn it off. But there was still water coming out because I think they just had since the bowl broke, all the water came out. But there was still a little bit of the water pressure still coming out.
The bowl, the bobber
Yeah.
didn't fucking go to the top, so it's just gonna keep.
Yeah, so it was just kept leaking. So he wasn't sure. So just to ensure, because he kept tightening it, but it was still leaking a little bit. So he's like, oh shit, well maybe the what's it called, the little what do you call that thing?
You're talking about like a spigot or?
I can't remember what the name of the thing is that underneath the toilet that stops the water, like the valve.
Yeah, the valve.
So yeah. I don't know why I'm spacing. I'm still drunk, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I'm drunk.
No, I'm not. I'm not FBI. I'm not. Anyway, I don't know. So he was unsure if there was something wrong with it or something or whatever. So just in case, he went down to my basement and he shuts off the water to the whole house. And then he basically cleans up everything. And he basically when he got into the bathroom, he saw my pants were there. So apparently what must have happened, and his thinking is that what I must have done was I went to go take a piss. And like most guys that, piss standing up do, you put your hand like this if you're really drunk. Well, I must have gone full force on that bitch. And this 183 pounds just smashed right into that shit. And I broke the fucking tank.
Yeah.
And hence where all this shit happened.
Right.
Again, that's what he thinks happened. And that seems to be the most logical thing.
When I saw the pictures, I was like, did somebody Muay Thai kick that motherfucker or some shit?
No, and again, I had no bruises. So that's why it kind of makes sense. So I probably just hit the thing so hard with all my weight because I was going and then just boom, cracked the shit out of it. So he turns off all the water and then he starts cleaning everything up, puts my pants and everything because he was just trying to get out of there because he was tired. So
I just had an image of you opening the door with no fucking pants.
no, exactly.
Man, what a sight to behold.
It was
Welcome. Shit.
The same reaction we all must have had when in the Mike Tyson fight when he said goodbye to his son and he turned around and his ass was out. It was kind of that reaction.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he's cleaning everything up and he just throws everything into the sink, which is hilarious. But then he couldn't find my tools, where I had my tools in the house. But he finds this big ass chicken head that I have. My niece had this big chicken head, it's like a mascot thing.
I forgot that was in the picture.
Yeah.
So wait, hold on before you go any further. So you have a giant chicken head. Are you
It's
talking
like one of
about
those comic ones.
Yeah.
Like you're talking about like a mask,
Like a mascot, like a big chicken head.
you
Yeah.
have
Oh, I
a-
thought it was. Oh, okay.
So you have a giant chicken head.
I have a giant chicken head.
That's
Why I have it, RJ?
Well,
That's another
ladies,
podcast.
I
That's
don't-
another podcast.
Ladies, I don't have a chicken head. Okay?
No.
It's giant, but it's not a chicken head.
Holla at your boy. No,
We
but
are
anyway.
here.
Look. So being a good brother-in-law, he stops in the middle of all this chaos to oh, look, a chicken head. He puts it on and he takes a selfie and he starts sending it to the group chat to my brother-in-law just for kicks because he thought it was funny. Again, I love the guy. He's so hilarious. So, anyways, he cleans it up and then he takes me upstairs, and basically that was the end of my evening. So now the more interesting part was, as I'm sitting there and he's telling me all this, I'm like, oh shit, my wife's coming back this afternoon or this evening. She was coming back that evening. This is her favorite toilet in the house.
Yeah.
And I broke it. I'm like, how am I going to explain this shit?
Yeah.
And her decorative towels are gone.
And her decorative towels are moist.
Oh my God, dude.
So then like the whole day, like, and I went to church, stayed awake and everything, which was cool. And then like afterwards,
he had to do confession after that.
yeah,
Yeah, the Father, the Son,
Listen,
the Holy
no,
Spirit.
It was so bad. Like, you know, I was sitting there going, Lord, I know I've done some terrible things, but please get me out of this one, because it's not, and again, like I'm trying to think too. Right after I get out of church, I take my brother-in-law and his wife out to breakfast, just to thank him for, number one, taking care of me, to make sure I didn't hurt myself, and also to make sure I was okay the second round.
So it's always good to have that homie.
Families are the best. Shout out to Haiti and Humberto. Yeah, I love them, and Manny too. And yeah, so it was crazy. So I spent most of Sunday trying to find a tank. Now, apparently now, because I got originally like all
you gotta buy a whole new toilet.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I guess
unless you're crafty, like your boy Bobby.
What I was going to ask is, the whole time I'm thinking you broke the top of the tank, but you broke the actual tank itself.
The actual that holds the water. That
shit.
motherfucker. Yes.
Yeah. When
Okay. All right. I'm seeing it more.
You're gonna have to watch
obviously.
it back to see the picture.
When you see the
But it's
pictures,
like,
everybody, that's what I broke.
it's like the bottom corner too. It's weird. It's a weird place.
Like I said, the force that I must have hit that, I must have done like a yeah. I don't know.
How do you get?
Look,
I was
you
gonna
want to train jiu-jitsu? Just Leo Dollar Jiu-Jitsu in Woodbridge, Virginia.
Yep.
We kick some ass, bro.
And we break toilets.
I'm gonna be a black belt someday. Regardless, so
I had to find, and nowhere in town would sell me that. There's even this place called, actually, you know what? I'm not even going to say the name of the place, because the guys were there, like, and again, I looked all day, but then, Home Depot told me, no, I'm sorry, you got to buy the whole thing. And Lowe's told me the same thing. But then there's this one particular place, and I'm not going to say the name because they were ass. Don't want to promote them. So I go the next morning because they were open at 6 a.m. and I had to explain to my wife what happened. And she it was funny though, because like she really didn't get mad. She just kind of looked at me like, really?
yeah.
I leave you alone
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
One day.
yeah, right?
One
Really?
day.
I leave you alone for a weekend and this is what happens?
But she married you for that reason. She knew what she was doing.
Yeah, no.
But you know what? The funny thing was, I was doing other projects around the house. Like I fixed the outside light. I did rewiring.
He created a new one.
Yeah, but I created a new one. Yeah, that was not on the list to do of the things that I need to fix around the house. So anyway, I go to this place, and this was like I go before work, and it's like right down the street or not too far from my house, and they opened at 6. So I'm like, cool. So I get my ass up early, and I go over there because they sell like stuff for plumbing. So I go to buy a tank from them, and they're like, sir, we can't just sell you the tanks. But you guys have tanks here. I saw online that you sell tanks. I said, yeah, but what make and model? And then he starts, what make and model do you have?
Make and model of a toilet.
No, because apparently according to this guy.
Bro, there's different kinds of toilets.
I understand that, but I've never heard some.
Yeah.
Well, this is the first time I've ever heard somebody say.
Because
No
you've
info,
never
no info.
fucking been responsible for anything.
First of all, I am probably the most responsible person in this room.
I
Well,
fucking
I bet-
highly doubt that.
I have children.
Exactly. I was gonna say that. I highly doubt that.
So anyway, let me tell you what happened. So the guys are like, they're all snarky too. Cause like I'm there with my shopping cart, like little ass shopping cart, trying to like go and just say, okay.
Yeah, with a big old plebe toilet. In that
Yeah,
motherfucker.
I'm like, show me what the tanks are. I know y'all got tanks. You got them online. Like, I just want a tank, whatever. And I know more or less like the dimensions and stuff like that, because you do have to.
Oh
keep in
yeah,
mind,
I'm sure. Yeah, that
because the
factors in.
the holes have to align.
Well,
I don't know why I did it like that,
That's a
but
good, yeah, well, I'm gonna have to blurt that one out.
The holes must align, folks.
so. But anyways, yeah, like, and the guy told me the same thing. He's like, well, you have to match it with the same kind of like toilet. Like, what
That's
kind of?
probably though why they don't sell them separately, because too many fucking like do-it-yourselfers
Yeah.
don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Right, and then the holes
when they're
don't.
doing it themselves.
Yeah, and if they don't, basically, like the water can leak out and you have more problems. So
You got to put it's like a rubber piece in between.
yeah,
It's a
the
whole
little
fucking-
gasket
Yeah,
and everything
gasket.
like that.
Yeah.
So so they tell me no, like they'll sell me the whole toilet if I want, but he's like, no, he's like, it's more money, but you know what, you just got to do it right, whatever. And I'm like, all right, whatever.
Bro, replacing a whole toilet is fucking
So
crazy.
I bounced and I basically went online and I found the model for it and then like ordered it, got it there in like 3 days and then patched it up like new. I didn't send you the like new toilet. I might actually do that.
You're going to have to send that to me too.
But that is what happened to me after I left the podcast.
All right. Well,
That's
see,
crazy.
it's crazy how the influence of the Mad Scientist Lab podcast.
We're everywhere. We seep into everyone.
It is in your veins.
That's number
It is
3.
in your blood. All right, dude. If our podcast is that spectacular to where Bobby B, the man who doesn't drink, who doesn't do anything, who went to church, and God bless you for doing that. No pun intended. No pun
Look,
intended.
let me tell you something about this guy. No matter where the fuck he is going to find a church. Like the day, because the race was Sunday when we were in Austin.
Good for you, by the way. Very good for you.
He was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna. As soon as I drop you off, I'm gonna go to church." And I'm like, "Okay." And then I was like, you just show up to any fucking church you want.
Yeah, you'll just in like the
I know, but-
Shackleford boonies
but
or
no,
something like that.
He had already looked it up. He was like, "Oh no, I'm just going to this one right here." I'm like, "I ain't going nowhere where I don't know these motherfuckers." You know what I'm saying? Like, cause look, my church ain't the same as they church, or I should say, they church.
Well, and again, like I most
I
Catholic
didn't ask for
churches,
this, by the way.
most Catholic churches, just FYI, just for all you Catholic folks or non-believers or whatever.
Accept all.
Yeah, they do actually, and that's the cool thing. Like you go to any Catholic church, and the order of the mass is exactly the same. The only little variances are in like maybe the way that they come in or the direction they come in, stuff like that. But like it's basically the same any Catholic church. So yeah, like I always try to go. I go every Sunday, and it's like a family thing. We all go together. I'm a man of faith. I'm a big believer.
I'm not knocking you, but it's just
No.
You know me.
No.
I'm a fucking
Hey, look,
heathen.
it's so bad. It's so bad that whenever like we were in town and we eat, I always pray when I eat. Like I always like.
No,
bless.
that's.
But then,
I
like
have a
Jared just stops and looks at me like.
believe it or not,
I'm like, wait a
Say,
minute.
I want to eat, but then I kind of feel like a piece of shit if I start eating while you're praying. No, but no, you don't. No, but it's like something that I'm used to like praying over my food and being thankful, and then just
No, that's good. Believe it or not, probably one of my best friends. He's actually from Texas. Believe it or not, he was like that when we were in high school. He had a not the best upbringing, but he would come over to my house every day. We would make breakfast. We'd eat lunch. I mean, we did everything together, literally everything. And I do remember vividly, like literally one morning, we made bacon and eggs and maybe some English muffins, just random shit, smoke a joint. And he was praying above his food. Now, I come from a pretty religious family on my mom's side, but I'm not a avid churchgoer like they are because whatever reason.
Emotional damage.
Possibly.
yeah.
Possibly.
Hey, if you're Catholic, there's a plenty of that to go around.
Yeah. Well, I am Catholic,
Trust me.
and then
Yeah.
here we go.
I'm working on a bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm actually excited about it.
Oh, my
right.
goodness.
Well, Jared's
and
getting all
look,
pumped.
and trust me, I am well aware of the issues within our church. So it is not lost on me because that is the first people love to sort of say the horrible shit that's happened, and a lot of horrible shit has happened. Let me tell you.
Somebody just got fired recently. I can't remember where it was, but some bishop or pope
Oh yeah.
got fired because he was aware of certain stuff.
Oh, and honestly, dude, that's like it's so frustrating for those of us who are like
This is TikTok news, by the way.
this TikTok news. Yeah. But like no, but it's
TikTok
what though?
news is real news. I'm gonna tell you right now. No, because all
I
the
mean,
news,
yeah.
all the news stations are on.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I think any form of media other than the actual news is better news.
No,
Yeah.
trust me. You
Nowadays, That's another conversation.
But
though.
you're
Yeah,
still getting regular news that you would see on TV, but they're
Right.
just shorter bites.
Yeah, it's just
Well,
quick.
At least you're still kind of aware of what's going on in the
I
world.
gotcha.
But and again, being cognizant of that, and then also again, it's one of those things where it's like, you know what, I like to tell people that, like, look, you know what, I'm a man of the faith, not of the actual institution, even though that. Sorry, they're gonna hate me for saying that, but
Well, I mean,
I'm more into the spiritual side of it. Like if you see the things, and not just
that's how it should be, though.
not even
No,
just,
no, and
you
that's
know.
I think what has
religion.
happened. Oh, we're about to get some deep shit.
Oh,
Let's
here we
do
go.
it
But
on
I
the
think-
Mad Scientist Lab podcast. Go ahead.
The camera wasn't even on.
I didn't mean to do that.
I think what has happened, and probably why I have pulled back so much, because I grew up in the church, Baptist
Right.
church. My grandmother was a deacon. My grandfather was offered a deacon, but he didn't want to do it. My aunt is a deacon at the church that I grew up in, and so I've been around it. Like I used to want to be a pastor when I was a kid. I was like, oh, I want to do that and this. But I think I just started to see how much, especially. And fuck, man, I don't know why this always comes, but this is my truth. I speak in my truth. In the black community, as I started to learn more about the shit that has happened to us, I stopped. I started trying to like wait. So where did this? I'm always questioning where shit comes from. Why are we so into this particular thing and this? The whole shit, I don't have to get deep into it, but then I started realizing, I'm like, this was forced on us. And
as was Christianity on most folks, even in South America.
Catholicism, same thing with the Romans. They did it on it's a form of control. And that's why I like what you said about I'm more into the spiritual side of it than the actual institution, because the institution is flawed because it's man.
Yes, and there it is.
Yeah.
And there it is.
The spiritual part is just me and my connection to whatever the fuck you have out there that you believe in.
And again, the fact that you acknowledge there is that connection, and as human beings, I feel like everyone has, no matter what faith you follow, I believe that we all kind of have the same, again, it's that yearning for something that's bigger than us. And that's really, and then we all get to it in a different way. And we all like sort of, you know, it's a journey.
I think the other thing though about it is we put so much emphasis on like trying to find something bigger than us, thinking that there has to be, just because like I think we're being like a little arrogant, thinking like, oh, there has to be something bigger than us because blah blah blah. But when you're walking down the street and you see an ant on the sidewalk and you step on it, you don't think twice about that motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
Same thing like with us in the universe. How really significant? Like, did you see the interview that Mike Tyson did with the little girl?
Yes.
I personally did not. So
Okay, so there's this girl. She's young. She's a little older now. But she used to go around to like rappers and interview them, and like basically like kind of introducing a young crowd to the old school. Like she interviewed Method Man before. I've seen a few of them.
No, I mean, if you're interviewing Method Man, I think you're doing the right thing.
But this same young lady interviewed Mike Tyson before the fight, and Mike Tyson was just being Mike Tyson, and he was like, she asked him basically about like what's
his
legacy, and he was like, people ask me this about my legacy, and like, there's no such thing as a legacy. We're nothing. We're just dust. We're all gonna die.
You're gonna die. I'm gonna. And like, he went hard on it. Dude.
She was like, okay, that's interesting. No one's ever gave me that.
Yeah,
that kind of answer before.
Yeah. Well,
Hello
he's
there,
a like you
child.
said, he's a deep dude. Like he's very
Yeah,
existential
very
in his
spiritual.
but
Yeah.
he also thinks about like, you know, things that are like very, you know, they're folks who have like those kind of.
He doesn't have a God complex. If I had to put it in words.
What do you mean by that?
What I mean is like put it this way: if you're a famous person in any capacity,
Oh, you mean ego?
well, ego, but I also view it as a God complex too, because I think when you're that famous, either you're going to be very humbled by the fact that you've made it to where you want to be, or you're going to be some emotionalist shitbag.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
true. I get what you're saying. So you're like you think you're at that level, a god level, because
I think for him to give that answer is respectable. Even if if anything, it probably helped that young lady kind of develop her brain a little bit, because you don't want to put it this way: the truth, no matter how you cut it, whether it's your truth, his truth, or anybody out there's truth, mine, or whatever, there's no sugarcoating it. Like, you have to, in order to have success,
Comedy.
you have to.
I know, right?
You have to drag yourself through broken glass, and all this other stuff, and then you come out and you're like, oh, I made it, and then you look down the road and there's like, oh, there's more broken glass, and you got to drag your corpse through it some more. Yeah. So I respect I think he did that, honestly, to, one, enlighten that young lady, and two, just to be, honestly,
he was being real. He's always been
honest. Brutally honest.
There's never, ever been any cut cards with Mike Tyson, bro. Like, when he's screaming at a motherfucker, talking about, I'm going to eat your kids, you F word.
Yeah.
Oh, he went hard.
Yeah.
He went hard.
It's like, oh, he really intends to go out and destroy this guy, like take everything from him.
And that was always his mentality going into, again, we're bringing it back to Tyson, which I love.
Full circle.
But that mentality is what got him so many, because he went in there to do battle. It's like, look, I'm willing to die in the ring.
Bro, he studies, and if you watch Hot Boxing, he'll bring it up. Mm-hmm. He studied all the great warriors, and he'll say, I studied all the great warriors.
Genghis Khan,
and whoever, like people we never even heard of.
Hannibal.
He studied like what made them them. And that's what he had. That's what he made himself into when he was boxing and shit.
And it's incredible.
That's the humble. Sorry, but there was one point that I wanted to get to when you were talking before. That's what I think. What made him the humble guy that he is, and you can kind of understand this because you've been around a few fighters. Like, when you get your ass beat day in and day out, you're pretty humble. Most fighters that I know are fucking nice, fucking phenomenal dudes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you got your exceptions out there, but
there's always a couple bad eggs.
But when you're getting your fucking ass beat on a regular, because bro, no, I don't give a fuck if you're the best in the world. Speaking of that, fucking John Jones fights out tonight.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, it's gonna be a good fight.
I don't give a fuck if you're the best in the fucking world. When you're in the gym, your training partners are also just as good, because for them to be training with you, they have to step up to your level. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I don't give a fuck if Mike Tyson was knocking everybody out, but how many people was he training with that was also knocking his ass down? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, dude, you got it. I think with any craft that you have, you have to learn it. Like, as much as you might think you're good at it, it's like you. Like, you're, both of you, actually. You're both into jiu-jitsu, MMA, and there is always the starting point. Like, it's like, hey, we're going on a road trip. It's like, all right, here, we're at the green light. The green light says go. And then you hit the yellow light, and you hit the red light, and the red light takes too long. Yep. And then
that red light is fucking...
There's a stop sign.
Makes you feel like shit, because that's like, I'm thinking a red light is like a plateau.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Because you're thinking you're going here, you're going here, you're going here, and then it's like...
No, yeah.
And you feel like you're never going to get to that next level.
Yeah, and then you stop, and the worst part about the red light, what a lot of people don't realize, the hard thing about the red light is the patience you have as an individual.
To keep pushing.
Keep
so
pushing,
it's like, all right, so this is the red light. It's like, hey, I'm late for work. I mean, I'm late for work every day. I don't care. I don't give a shit.
That's your ADD?
No, actually, it's just because I'm that goddamn good. And maybe to some of Jared's credit. But when you hit a red light in person or in life or with your spiritual, what it's going to do is it's going to test your patience, because a red light means you can't continue forward. You're waiting for the answer to just go. It's crazy how we kind of subject ourselves to that ideology. It's like, you know, we talk so deeply about these subjects, and then I get in my car, I drive, oh, yellow light, slow down. You know, we're conditioned for this stuff. And you're also conditioned in the sense of when you pursue something that you want to keep pushing, but there is going to be something in the road that is going to stop you, and that's the red light. So your patience is really what matters the most at the end of the day. It's like, hey, should I run this red light? What if you ran that red light? What if I drove through it and then Jared's driving and just fucking
T-bones you. Yeah.
T-bones you. It's like, oh my God, why did this happen to me? It's because you weren't patient. It's because you didn't have that discipline. You know, and you know, I'm very much one to talk about discipline. When it comes to certain things, obviously. But seriously, like,
Man, I ain't falling for no banana in my tailpipe.
greatest quote of all time. I don't care. I don't care.
That is very good.
I don't care. I don't care. It's up there with the hasta la vista, baby.
That one's too easy.
It is, yeah, but that's easy. But dude, like seriously, like when you have a motivation and you get slowed down, and, you know, you're jittering. You're like, oh no, I got it. Dude, red lights are meant to keep you there. Stop you there, have you think like, all right, okay. Nope, there is no sense in running a red light, because if you run a red light, you know, there's not probably going to be
consequences.
There's probably not going to be another green one, you know,
Consequences.
at the end of the day. I can't believe I came up with that. I am an intelligent man.
Look, it took you a while to get around to it, but you got there.
Well, it took us 260 episodes, but I'm
no.
I'm
just talking about that particular part of your monologue. Bro, you got to remember, I'm telling you, I'm in the fucking zone. Like, right,
I am in the zone too. We are in the zone.
The universe is saying, yo, bro.
Yeah, bring it to us.
It's time to get fucking.
Yeah, this is the Mad Scientist Lab.
Write those jokes.
You know what's
Write
crazy?
those
I've been writing.
Good.
My coworker, you know, when I went to work on Monday after the game, you know, I went to work. It's crazy as it sounds. They're like, I hope you had fun. I was like, oh, are you mad? You know, and I was, I was like kind of rubbing it in a little bit. And they were like,
oh, so wait a minute. Everything you said earlier was bullshit.
No. Whoa, if you're talking shit to me, I'm going to fucking put it back in your face. All right.
That's called karma.
Yeah. If you're talking shit to me, I'm going to put it back in your face.
That's right.
When it comes to football, I'm going to rub that. I'm going to wax on, wax off that ass, dude. Don't.
I swear. Bro, I'm so glad I fucking don't give a shit anymore.
You know what, Jared? The only thing is that, like,
I kind of, but I don't.
I tell you what, it is something when you've been a fan of a team that's losing for so long, and then you finally get that win, like when the Caps won the Stanley Cup.
Oh, dude, I was losing my mind.
How fucking dope! But how did that feel? That feeling was great, and it's good because, like, again, like.
But that was you know what, that one was special. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
But you did.
I didn't mean to.
Fuck you, Bobby.
That one was special because we hadn't had a championship in DC since '91.
Yeah, exactly.
Damn near, like over 30 years.
Yeah. So, but like again, like
super special.
And yeah, it's cool when you win all the time. But like, man, when it's been such a drought, and then you finally get that win, man.
No,
finally get that.
And that's
victory.
that's why when I went to the game this past Sunday, I was like, dude, Washington's hot. They really are.
They really are.
You know, regardless.
Well, they ain't really playing nobody either, but
it's okay.
Until the last two games.
In the last two games. Well, dude, the game on Thursday.
But it was close though.
They're hanging in there. But again, the defense can't. And I don't pay that much attention, but I happen to come across some clips of some commentators, and they were saying, I don't know, these guys. We'll see what happens. They look good now. I think it was what's the guy he used to play for the Patriots, the linebacker.
Well, it's not Gronk. Well, no, Gronk was a tight end.
Said linebacker, bro. I can't remember his name. Romanowski.
Yeah.
He was saying, he was like, they look good, but they can't stop the run.
Yeah.
And like the few times that I have kind of checked in and looked, and I'm like, yeah, they're getting 5 yards a clip.
Yeah, dude. If you're giving, if you're allowing 5 yards a carry, you got to tighten up a little bit.
Tighten up, motherfucker. You got to do more than tighten up. That's
you know
a lot.
I am a very, back to the
You
original.
shouldn't be getting more than 2.5.
Yeah, no. So back to the original, I guess, aspect of it is that, dude, like when you play football or any sport, you have to be 10 toes down, dude. You got to be in the trenches. You got to. That's what wins football games at the end of the day. You know, you know, we put all this emphasis on the quarterback, who is probably obviously the most pivotal role in football. But there's a reason a quarterback is able to do things. It's because he's got guys that can just
The O-line, baby.
just
the
take
O-line.
a beating.
Yeah.
And I think what's happening in Washington is spectacular. I really do. I wasn't even. I was happy we won. I wouldn't have been mad if we lost. I mean, dude, that guy.
You can't really be mad at that.
Yeah, no.
Either way that went, like
It was a good game.
It was a very good game.
I was less mad at that one because again, I have a lot of friends, like close friends, that are Pittsburgh fans. Well, I don't want to say a lot. I'd say 2.
Thanks. I'm here. Part of the podcast. Thank God I'm one of them.
He's one of them. and we the other one. Shout out to his mom, by the way.
Oh yeah, happy birthday,
Happy
Mama
birthday,
Clay.
Mama Clay.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm gonna tell you, he's a gentleman in person. He's great to everybody. He gets along with everybody. Go to a football game with him.
I've been there.
Oh
I've done
my God!
Oh wait,
dude.
actually no. At the Packers, he wasn't that bad at the Packers.
Oh
game.
well, see, you weren't there.
I was there.
No, you were there for the Packers game.
Oh,
but when that game wasn't nearly as close as the one that we saw,
it was
dude,
pretty close.
We were like
Green Bay was up for a while.
Yeah, we were literally like fucking headbutting one another. He turned to me and he's like, "Are you ready?" And I was like, and he's like smashing his head into me. And we're high fiving and all this other shit, and I'm like, I was like, everybody loves you, you know.
You got to remember, this dude, he played soccer in college, so he's a fucking competitor.
Yeah, he's a competitor. He.
I think you may have met him.
Probably, yeah.
Dude, his field of view for the game is really good. But I just know that the people sitting in front of us are gonna remember us forever. Because, dude, we were going nuts, bro. We were literally going nuts. We were like, fist bumped. We
don't talk about.
We were slapping hands. We were chest bumping.
What
we don't. Yeah, we don't. He said he has a lot of friends who are friends or fans of Manchester City, Real Madrid, Arsenal. I can't say that one.
Go Barca.
Somebody Munich.
Bayern Munich.
Ajax. Wait, are we talking about the same football? No, you're talking about soccer. Hold on, let me get this.
So first of
you're
all,
talking about soccer. We're talking about football.
Yeah, football.
No, it's football.
American football.
American football versus real football.
But no, like seriously, like the whole experience.
Don't do that.
I'm on your side, Lando.
Soccer came from fucking the English. That's the English started calling it, and then all of a sudden, we want to call it football. Fuck off.
No.
That's why we fucking left them motherfuckers anyway.
No.
Dude, it's wild, but
you know that's true, right?
Yeah, I know, but anyway,
whatever. Don't bring facts into the fucking equation.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Mad Science
Anyway.
podcast.
It's funny. I'm actually going to go to I'm a Raiders fan.
Guy with glasses.
Guy with glasses.
Guy with glasses.
He said real football. Thanks, guy with glasses. You're my hero.
His name is Bobby.
His name is Bobby B.
Bobby B.
Bobby B.
He's
at Bobby B Funny.
Comedian and a jiu-jitsu
Yes, you
guy.
can find me on Instagram at Bobby B Funny.
Yeah,
there you go.
But anyways, I'm going to a Raiders game later this year, and I expect to lose
in Vegas.
And I expect to lose.
Yeah,
because the last time I've only gone this is my second time going to the new stadium, and I went with a buddy.
Oh, I didn't know you had already been.
Yeah, a buddy of mine last year. We went. I'm like, I got to go at least once. You know?
I got to go too because I went to once you go to a new stadium, it's like wait a minute,
it's the best.
I got to check out all of them now because I happened to go to Mercedes in Atlanta,
mm-hmm.
and I was like,
very nice stadium, very nice,
beautiful on the outside, bro. It's the probably the sexiest. Well, I mean, the Vegas one's pretty.
Allegiant
sexy,
Stadium is pretty dope,
But
and
the
the tailgating's awesome.
The
Dude.
Mercedes one is so pretty, and it has the fucking Mercedes logo on the front. It's like,
Look, and what's so dope about it is they shut down all the streets, so like you can't like park like. There's no parking in the actual. You have to park like very far away because they shut down the main bridge, and it's just a sea of people that are just walking towards the stadium. Like,
that's awesome.
Oh, it's so friggin' cool.
Yeah, and that's the thing when you talk about a team. We're like going back to Washington, who hasn't been successful in a very very long time, and you start to lose fans and. People start to lose faith.
Yep.
No, seriously.
And attendance gets low.
Real Madrid or Barcelona?
Barca all day, baby.
I'm taking Real Madrid.
I went to the stadium.
I don't know either way.
I'm taking Real Madrid.
They're building
Sorry.
a new stadium in Barcelona. It's going to be so amazing.
Yeah, sorry. I work with a lot of guys. It's all about Madrid.
Wait, what kind of guys do you work with?
Americans, sir.
Is that right? Is that right? Look, he knows he knows exactly what I'm trying to do.
Is that the?
There's nothing in this cup, by the way.
Lana?
Londa asked. Yeah,
Landa. Yeah. I say Lana. I'm messing up your name.
Don't
Sorry.
worry about it. You can't see it.
The Dutchman.
Yeah,
The Dutchman.
There you go.
The Flying Dutchman.
Hey, I know a guy. His nickname's the Dutchman. So we.
I used to be the
how about
Dutchman.
Dutch oven? I don't know.
Yeah, well, hold on. First of all,
Hey,
don't
I
do
like
that.
Dutch ovens.
Apparently, somebody
That's a real
died
thing.
because of that.
What? Because of the Dutch oven?
That's
No.
a myth.
Dude, apparently, well, Jared might be right, but there's a story, and this is just me going shooting from the,
Yeah.
Hip.
Well, the
shooting
hips
from
down here. You're shooting from the tits.
Yeah, I like to show my boobs. Yeah, you're right.
As you can see, I love boobs too.
Oh yeah, there you go.
That just
Mad
reminded me. I was watching something the other day.
Oh,
This lady's titties, her nipples were fucking fiercely hard.
Oh my goodness. And we were doing so well. We were doing so well, and then
And then Jared brings up fucking
I
hard
don't know.
nipples
It
and
popped
titties.
into my head for some
I mean,
reason.
come on, we're guys. Who doesn't like fucking hard nipples? Regardless, hold on.
Okay, let's bring it back.
All right,
so
so when you have a team that hasn't been successful in 2 decades, literally, maybe there's a hint of hope here and there.
exactly.
It has to be tough. See,
Yeah.
I got lucky. I always tell people I got lucky. I'd probably be a Washington fan if my mother wasn't from Pittsburgh. Put it that way.
Yeah.
And luckily enough for me, I've literally, seriously, man, I've seen my team go to 3 Super Bowls in my lifetime, win 2, losing 1, which is very tough. You get to the big game and you lose, and shout out to
How we
Epic.
got back on this?
It's all right. It's all right.
He's trying to avoid the football talk at all costs.
I know. No,
we
but-
always do.
No, but there's a meaning behind it. It's just like I've always had something to really like clamor for.
Right.
And then somebody like Jared who doesn't give a shit or doesn't give a
I'm
fuck.
telling you right now, sir. It is so much more like
Can I tell you though?
relieving when you don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I agree.
You might be right, but then again, you will not feel the same feeling when the win does come.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
the
That's-
elation.
Well, okay, I will do that.
no,
when it
then
come-
you'll be a bandwagon guy if you do that.
No. That's not what I'm saying.
No.
When it comes to the Nationals,
Well, that's different. Yeah.
I do get a little more involved. Again, well, first of all, here's the thing.
We're listening.
I said this Monday at the show. I was like,
I wasn't there
I was
Monday.
not lying. He was there.
Yeah. Great set, by the way.
Thank you.
Shout out to Beer Garden.
The host had said something about why the comedians always wear black. Like, I think he was trying to make a black joke, but
I know.
I don't know that he was.
I
didn't
can
work.
make a black joke. I have a colored TV.
Whoa.
Whoa. Wow. Yeah, all right.
These views are not endorsed by Bobby B.
Or Jared Lee.
There you go.
Oh, my God.
Christ.
I swear to God, I'm not a racist. All right. I swear to God.
That's how it starts when they say, I'm not a racist.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
What was I saying?
We're just kidding.
I'm sipping out of my Jared Lee mug.
What was I saying?
You were talking about how
The set on Monday. Yeah.
The host was like, like comedians wear all black because it makes themselves because they
Skinny,
trying to look themselves make themselves look appear better, so it makes him look skinnier. So after he got off, I went up and I was like, I don't wear black because I'm trying to look slim. I wear black because I'm dead inside.
And they got a laugh. It was good.
It did.
A big
And-
laugh.
But now I'm starting to slowly see, like, you got to have some truth in everything. Like that,
100%.
I don't feel shit a lot of times. Like people are like, oh,
You want a hug?
no, ew.
Yeah, all right. I'm just asking. I'm just asking.
Like, it's not that I don't feel shit. I just don't feel things when in my head I think other people think I should be feeling shit.
Well, see, you know what that is? That's called being a comedian.
Is that what that is?
Yes.
I'm a comic.
Believe it or not, that's why we're comics, dude. Because we don't feel exactly the way everyone else is supposed to feel at that moment, because we're looking at it from a completely different place. And it's not being.
I'm more
empty.
observing everything.
But see, that's
yeah.
the comic.
But see, that's where
That's because you're a comic.
That's where the what is the word I'm trying to put it this way? Like you both do stand up comedy, and you guys both do well. But when you get up there and you have to do something like that, and somebody scrutinizes you for whatever reason, they're like, "Oh, I don't like."
You got to get over that real quick.
And I'll be honest.
You gotta have,
thick skin, yeah,
thick skin,
white skin.
There you go.
Oh, look at this.
You gotta be.
This is not the Mad Scientist Lab.
Not this. No.
This.
Oh, first of all, you didn't get to see from my angle. Londa, I'm sorry that we're not getting to your comments. RJ's talking. So I'm just playing.
God forbid I do my own
joking,
show.
I'm joking.
Do my own show.
But the and after I did, the lady in the audience that said it's not too late to kill somebody.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
No.
Yes.
It came from a joke that I had.
Yeah.
I was saying.
Yeah, because say you're. Yeah.
Yeah, and exactly. And she was like, "Well, it's not too late," and I was like. You're right. What are you doing later?
Yeah, and then you said, "What are you doing later?" That was so funny.
She was hot.
Yeah, she's the big old dragon wagon.
I'm not gonna lie. Fucking Old Town be having some bangers.
Let me lick
I
your butt.
I love doing shit. You need to come out.
The closet?
Whoa.
Hold on.
All right.
Hey, we're very accepting of.
Plot twist, I'm not. So fuck you.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with
it.
that.
I won. Touchdown.
RJ, there's nothing wrong with it, buddy. It's okay.
It's okay.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it either. I
not your
really
fault.
don't.
It's not your fault.
I don't like the idea.
What are you, Goodwill Hunting?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Nice.
Goodwill Hunting?
You picked up on it.
Yeah.
Well, hey,
'Cause I'm a comedian too.
It's an excellent film, by the way. But
Not a comedian.
I am funny.
No, I didn't say you weren't funny. You're funny, but you just don't see things.
Like I said,
I can tell you what religion you are.
Oh, here we go. There comes the racism again.
Yeah, see, took the words right out of my mouth.
I want to make this podcast super special. Bobby's here.
It's special. This is a funny one.
Yeah. This is special.
So bringing it back to your comment about it's not being dead inside. It's again when you have a comic's mind, it's like we think different because again the way people like I have a joke about this. Remember about the folks without arms?
Oh yeah, you need to bring that back.
Well, I have a new angle on it, and
the
whole thing was like again.
That's the beauty. See, God, man, somebody that gets it.
So
we never got back to Londa.
Oh yeah.
Londa, we care. We care, Londa.
Hold on, we care.
We're having a great time, and we're glad you're here.
We are.
He said Bobby B, Spain is nearby for me, so I've been there 4 times.
Sweet.
He's hola. Okay, I don't know why I said hola.
Hola.
I know what it says in English, but that's what I don't know. It was, okay. Anyway, yo hablo un poco español también. También. Yeah, I know what it is. I'm just reading. No, hold on, bro. Relax.
Yeah.
There's a difference in understanding Spanish,
right,
and reading it.
Oh, I know. I trust. I know.
Yeah.
I know. Look. I was actually, although I'm not originally from the U.S., but all of my education is basically like American education from like kindergarten. So,
okay, I got a question. When you're done. When you're done.
So, like again, I had to relearn Spanish in school. Like, so I never went.
And that's not even the real Spanish.
Right. Well, it's the Castilian, like Mexican. Could be Spanish. No, it's Castilian.
No, I think it's more Spanish.
Yeah, the Castilian Spanish. I'm sorry, not Mexican. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, anyways,
Wait,
Castellano.
is that what it's called?
Yeah, that's what they call it, Castilian Spanish. So
what does that mean?
it's like basically like the more proper.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Because like every like different Latin American country, Central American country, they
have different words.
But the basic Spanish is the the foundational Spanish.
It's funny you say that because some show my ex was watching, and she, you know where she's from.
No, I do.
But we were watching something, and the guy was speaking Spanish, Castilian Spanish, and it didn't dawn on me until she said it. But it was so proper and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Basically, like what we hear when we hear an English person talk is what she was hearing when the Spanish person was talking.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, that's some fucking wild shit.
And I'm talking proper, and you're probably referring to proper English, like London-esque, not like, like
Not
Cockney.
No, none of that shit. Like,
Right, bruv.
yes, the Queen Mother, and that type of shit.
Perhaps we should
So-
enjoy a cocktail.
So let me ask you,
A beverage of
a beverage of sorts. So let me ask you, man, since you brought it up, and I'm not even gonna make
No, please.
a deal about it,
Mhm.
but you know you
Racist,
said you're
no.
not, yeah, look at me,
I'm just
Just
kidding.
hating. Yeah, but so you came to the country, got your citizenship and all that, which is obviously very respectable. I mean, we can do that. I would hope, anywhere where you go anywhere, and it's like, hey, I wouldn't want to be a naturalized citizen kind of thing.
Your presumption is correct.
First of all, I can't use those words.
That's why I had it there.
I'll tell you, you're on fire with those. I tell you.
Get his finger off the button.
I will say,
But
say this.
I just got to ask you, what with everything that's going on,
Mm-hmm.
was that like really a strenuous process for you? Like, were you?
Boy, was it.
Yeah. Can you just elaborate? Just
you know what? I honestly think we could do an entire podcast on that. And can I tell you, part of my wanting to work for the Department of Government Efficiency is the immigration system and the department that actually runs all that shit. I would take a hatchet to that fucking budget and staff.
That's everything in government.
Yeah.
VA is the same.
VA is the same, right?
Yeah. And
But like,
it's so bad. I don't even want to put my shit in to
Right.
get my fucking disability, which I should be getting some money.
Look, no experience with the VA stuff, but I do have lots of experience with the immigration, and it took forever. And when I say forever, I'm not talking like it took a few months, it took a few years, decades.
Jesus.
I didn't become a citizen, RJ. And again, this is a great conversation to have.
No, I'm happy
because
to
we
have
can go
it.
down this rabbit hole.
Yeah,
like,
here, let's do it. Let's do it.
But
Let's
like,
do it.
I got here in 1981, and I was 5.
All right.
I didn't become a citizen until I was 21. 21.
That was
21.
That was Kevin Hart.
Damn. Yeah, right? I'm a whole motherfucker. That was definitely a damn.
So let me ask you this.
So 21. Think about that span of time, and then there's a lot of stuff that happened in between there, and changes of status and things like that.
So let me ask you this: as let me
No,
be
please.
the ignorant person. For
No,
a
not
minute.
ignorant. It's not ignorant to ask questions. I don't think.
No,
It's ignorant to make statements, but
I'll
questions-
allow it.
No.
Yeah, you better. I mean,
No, I
this
just
is our show.
I disagree.
Yeah,
I think questions are never ignorant as long as they come from a place of I'm just asking.
Yeah, no. So like, I know that the reason I ask you this is because I used to work with a lot of guys from overseas. I mean, a big portion of the guys that held me down were from Morocco, Bolivia, Pakistan, whatever, just not American, just, And I remember having a conversation with one of my delivery drivers who's a very good friend of mine. And
Hydrate, RJ.
No, I am.
You don't have nothing.
There you go.
Drink some of the ice. We got hydrate.
Oh. Well,
Hydrate.
we're not worried about it right now. But I remember him telling me that his process was really tough.
Oh,
And he's probably one of the most if I had to argue with anybody, probably one of the most intelligent people I know. Then he says, "Hey man, like this is what I had to do and this is what I had to do to get my citizenship." I think I'm asking because it's such a vital aspect to America in general.
Right.
Of letting immigrants in or whatever. I'm all for it. I don't care. But that process, so it took you almost 2 decades to get your so that makes me, as you know, the dumb guy here. It's like, damn, it's like, yo, you got to go through all that just to say, hey, I'm an American.
Yeah, and to a degree, I understand, but like, even just residency, bro, even just to become like a permanent resident, it is an excruciatingly long process that drowns you financially, and a lot of the people don't understand. Oh, why don't you just come here legally?
That's the thing.
But
this country is made for money, bro.
Money.
Yeah,
it is true,
and it sucks. Because
but they could do it in a way where we still can make money.
Yeah,
if they were
there's,
to do,
there's countries that is way easier to get. It's
oh my gosh,
I could probably go to. This chick popped up on my TikTok. She's a real estate agent in Belize.
Is she hot?
And
No.
Jared Lee, 2024.
I was like, and I saw 2 of her videos, and she was like, yeah, to become a citizen in Belize, and all you have to do is this and this and this.
Yeah.
And I was like, I might move to Belize.
Yeah.
I work remote. I don't think the fucking time zone's that far off.
Yeah.
I would be good.
Not that bad, but yeah, but like, you know what? It's to answer your question. Yeah, the process is really long, and again, if it were, much more streamlined, and again, verification is the important thing.
Yeah.
Most of the people that want to come here, they just want a better opportunity because their country fucked them.
Yeah, and
just like this country is fucking us.
Yeah, no, I 100% understand that.
Right.
But I don't think I've ever been one to ask these questions.
No,
like,
please.
Yeah.
And I think honestly, you could probably ask that of most folks who've been through that process, and they'll tell you. And they wouldn't even again, it's not a bad thing to ask because a lot of folks don't really, especially like people who were born here and from here, and they don't understand like what that process is like. And now, the other side of it, there are some folks who I would be like, no, send them back.
Yeah.
110%.
Central time zone. That's fucking Texas, bro.
Yeah, Central. He's all about Belize now.
Yeah. So, I think the reason I brought it up initially is because I'm all for immigration. I really am.
Right.
At the end of the day, but I don't think I've ever personally asked anybody like, "Hey, what's that process like?" Like,
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine. Put it this way, man. I could sit next to you and you could do this podcast with us for the next 10 years and you could still not be an American citizen.
I will tell you this.
And I think that's fucking crazy.
I will tell you this.
That's fucking crazy.
I know
to be honest with you.
people. I know. Let me see. How can I say this without being?
Oh, here we go.
It's Jared Lee.
Let's put it this way. Women have it easier. They can get it easier. All they got to do is find somebody that will marry them.
And
or manipulate them.
Hold
on.
Not even manipulate.
Or manipulate them into marriage.
Look, some people, it's a business for some people. Like,
Yep.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
And I agree with that aspect as well because it sucks. Because I know there is somebody somewhere who really just wants to do the right thing, and it's like, hey, you're here, but now you got to go 10 years through this, dude. Look, man, like.
And look, and even if you're a resident, if you're a resident and you don't decide to become a U.S. citizen, you can be a resident.
Yeah.
But then you have to re-up every so often.
Yeah.
And then that process is again very excruciating to get an extension, and then again you have to, and then the fees go up all the time.
Oh yeah. It doesn't surprise me.
I got a question.
All right.
This is me
Jared's
just
got a question.
processing in my own brain. Not trying to be offensive in any way.
Go ahead, brother.
What if a person comes here, overstays their visa,
Mm-hmm.
and then trying to figure out ways to stay here and become a citizen, but is always talking about my country. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out that thought process.
Well, right, and that's where I'm at too. I'm like, look, like if you want to be here, you want to be part of this. You want to be part of this
Yeah.
melting pot. But I understand some people want to hold on to some of that identity.
No, that's fine.
But
But don't be like,
Yeah.
don't make it your identity.
right.
That's all I'm saying. And you know some people too.
Well, but you know what though? Like that one is a little bit of a, I don't know. It depends on the person and in how like for example, like me being originally from Venezuela is where I'm from originally.
The Venezuelan vixen.
Oh, look at you, Pop.
Yes.
Is that my name?
No, that's not your name. No,
I'm like, what?
I'm going to show you her right now.
Oh, okay, here we go.
Pull
You
her
don't know?
up.
You don't know who that is?
Dude,
I do not.
I
She-
am very excited to see this because
She
as I
was
do
not brought up in our community meetings.
She's a UFC fighter. I can't
Yeah,
remember her
well-
fucking real name right now.
I don't. Really
If
care
you
about
put Venezuelan vixen, some shit's gonna come up here, dude. I'm gonna tell you right now. If you put that in there,
Oh yeah, we're gonna see like
that's why-
transgender dicks and all.
yeah,
sorts
right,
of shit.
exactly, yeah.
I'm just.
That's why it's incognito. God damn,
Incognito.
I just,
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I'm a part of the show.
Well, you know what it is?
Why is that the first thing that came to your brain?
I don't know. I can't ask you or answer you properly, so therefore I'm going to remain silent.
If I can
answer
answer your question, Jared, or at least give my thoughts, because everyone has a different take
Yeah.
on it.
No, that's why I was just trying to see your
Yeah, my personal take is
Juliana Pena.
oh yeah, I know her, yeah, fighter, yeah.
Well, hold. Shh. You hear that? You hear
From
that?
Venezuela, right? Oh,
Yeah.
But yeah.
she's fine.
so
Oh, that's what that was. That was you releasing.
If that is
Look,
what you want to call it.
and okay, my take on it being man, you were just distracting the shit out of me with that.
I know. I'm sorry.
He's pulling up.
And
this
I was by
beautiful
no
woman.
means. I was by no means talking about her. She was. I don't know. She's
Okay.
She's just fucking fine.
Anyway,
Ultimate Fighter winner.
Yes.
Put it down. I'm getting a Woody. All right.
It's not that.
is that what was going? Pop?
I'm trying.
It was
I'm
breaking
trying.
through the wood here on the
No.
desk.
But I appreciate your answer and I respect it. You can't. I can't tell you how much I respect that because I've worked with so many people from so many different walks of life, and they've been the best people in the world. And they're like, "Hey, I am not a citizen because of this."
Yeah.
And it sucks because to me, it's like, hey, man, you come work every day, you bust your ass. You're an American to me, dude. You know, it sucks that we have to have that little piece of paper.
But
that
there's also
says,
nuance too, man. Like
Yeah.
there's nuance because there's some people that like they know if they become a citizen, they have to renounce the country they came from because you have to.
But that's exactly kind of what I was getting at.
Oh, okay, all right.
But then in another way, like again, that's one thing because again, when you become a citizen, like I took the pledge when I became an American citizen to protect, our country against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
It's pretty much the same as the military one.
It is. Well, yeah, it's pretty much the same.
Yeah.
And again, I pledged, before God that I would do this as an American and forsake all other connections to any other.
By you
stuff.
taking that oath, I think you're more American than RJ.
You know what's crazy is Jared's not too far off from the ball.
Well, and look, and my thing is,
I actually believe in.
I don't begrudge anybody for wanting to keep some sort of hold to their culture because again, the culture thing,
is one thing,
right?
But pinning your identity to you, like you just want to be here, just because you don't want to. You're escaping something else,
And
Yeah,
a lot
because
of
you don't want to be there,
and a lot of
Yeah,
people
yeah,
are
no,
though. A lot of people are,
Yeah.
And in some
And that's
situations,
fine.
it's for very good reason. In other situations, it's just like really. You know what I mean? It depends. It
Oh, yeah.
depends on the country and the situation. Like
Yeah.
for example, like people who are here from like I'm gonna pick some country at random so nobody get mad at
I'll
me.
tell
if
you
you're
right
from
now,
here.
the Colombian joint, not at Mijo College Fund.
Yeah.
I would have brought her ass back over here.
I'm sure she would have liked to be in here too.
Did I ever show you a picture?
And nah, I'm not gonna ask.
Okay, I'll pull it up.
Anyway, United Mijo College Fund. Anyway, It's kind of creepy that you took a picture, man. I'm like,
No. Instagram, brother.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
well,
But
here, social media.
anywho. So like I look at that as like culturally, like, you know, the culture that you came from and sort of acknowledging, yeah, I'm from there. But, you know, being an American, you're like, I'm an American too. Like, and I raised my kids are 100% American. They were born here. But I always taught my kids to, you know, hey, you know, you're Americans. Like, your father's from one place, your mother's from another place. We were born different places, but we became American, but we're all here. We're Americans. And
Let me ask you this.
Sure.
Does that, you know, because I know, because I'm a very prideful man. I take pride in everything. I take pride in making fucking garlic bread. All right.
Yep.
You know, or fucking red.
Damn.
You know, certain
Sorry.
potatoes. Well, who is that? Oh my God.
That is
No. I'll tell you offline.
That is interesting.
Well,
Let's just say our buddy Jay knows her.
Boy, does he.
marry me.
No. He doesn't know her.
Nah, marry me.
Clay met her too.
Goodness.
But
That made me want to move to Colombia.
Yeah.
I'd be fucking Pablo Escobar out this motherfucker.
All right. Well, when Jared starts fucking smuggling drugs into the country, no, but I think, you know, I'm gonna ask tough questions.
No, it's
yeah.
open book.
Fuck it.
Open book.
It's like, so you went through the process, and honestly, dude, I'm sorry that it had to take you so long, dude, because I really look at people like, look, the way I look at people, I look at their work ethic. Like, that's how I judge a person. Like, I don't want to say I judge people. You're such look at this fucking asshole over here.
Wow.
Look at the so
That got an LOL. Wow.
Oh my God.
Jared is tickled. He is tickled, ladies and
I made
gentlemen.
Jared laugh. Welcome to the Mad Scientist Lab podcast.
See, the thing is, RJ, look.
Oh, hold on.
Like, you're in tears, dude. I love it.
If you remembered, if you actually knew what you were saying, sometimes you would realize, like, you're funny. You're right. You're funny, but you don't realize when you're being funny, like, and when it could be a joke.
Well,
you know what you said. You know what you said.
What did I say?
Break it down, Jared.
You said I like people in their work ethic.
Well, dude, it's
Coming from a white person.
All right. Well, I don't fucking look at it like that. I don't go.
But you should. That's fucking hilarious.
But that's hilarious.
I don't go to my job and be like, he's brown.
No.
That's black.
No.
That's not what we're saying.
No,
Look,
no.
there's still stereotypes and there's still like idiosyncrasies and ideologies that it's just everybody understands.
Yeah.
All right.
And like as soon as you said I admire people's work ethic, I'm like, of course you do.
Yeah, I do.
Because I don't gotta do it, motherfucker.
Yeah, no, dude. I swear on everything that is.
You're like,
I can't. I can't win. I can't win. You know?
It's not about.
I could go so many different ways with this, but let's keep going.
It's a comedy show.
We're comedy. Yeah.
So
Comedy, but we get deep.
Get deep with comedy. All right. So
That's another. But
Yeah. Oh, I have
so I think
too late now.
too late. The time is gone.
So I think my real thing is
Oh, here we go. What, did somebody
I
comment?
to put the quote in there.
He did.
He said, I admire people's work ethic. RJ being the white boss without noticing it.
oh man, I'm getting roasted
Londa,
without fucking thinking about
you get
it.
roasted by a guy from the
God
Netherlands.
damn it.
And fucking entirely on the other side of the ocean.
He's going, look.
Shout out to Londa, by the way.
London's going this. Look, I'm going to make him look silly.
Jesus.
Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. I swear to God.
Londa, you're hilarious.
Londa's good people. Man.
I don't have the nuclear
Londa, you're good,
codes, by the way. By the way. No, but I think my
I gotta put you in some comedy training.
I think my logic or my thought process, I would say, is that when you, dude, we're not. I'm not gonna win here. I'm not gonna.
Don't do it.
You're fine.
Yeah,
You're fine.
Just keep talking. Keep talking.
You're fine.
You're fine.
We're not.
Okay,
We're not trying
This
to.
is comedy. We're having
We're
fun.
not making fun of you.
No, we're
No, I'm not worried about you making.
Okay.
Dude, you
No,
make
we're
fun of
having
me all
fun.
the time. I'm
We're
not
having
worried
fun.
about it.
We're having fun.
And I'm always joking when I do.
Like, you become a naturalized citizen.
Yep.
Your kids. You birth them. You
Yeah,
raise them.
Yeah.
I think the question I'm asking is
I'm sorry.
Stop, man. This is getting too. Y'all,
sorry.
this is,
Okay.
yeah, we're having too much fun. We're having too much
We're
fun.
supposed to be having fun.
And this is great.
Hold on,
This is great.
Oh my God. I'm sorry, RJ.
It's all right.
Sorry.
It's all right.
I know you're trying to have a heart.
Look, with tears in his eyes, he's sorry.
Yeah.
He's
Here,
so damn
hey,
sorry.
Fuck you. Yeah.
so
all right.
sorry.
Sorry. But,
All right,
you know I
right.
love you. You know I love you.
I know. But I think the real question I was asking is when you were teaching your kids these things, did any part of you like say, hey, you know what, I might be like American now, but this is where I'm sure you instill that in your children. I'm almost positive you do.
Absolutely, and you're absolutely right, because again, and there were some things, I'll be honest, in retrospect, I would have done a little differently with my kids. Like, again, we speak to them in English, and their Spanish suffered because of that. So that, their Spanish is not as far along as it should have been, because again, we raised them more Americanized, just because that's how we did it. And, in retrospect, I probably should have talked to them more in Spanish than English, just because I wanted them to be, more bilingual, more proficient in both. But it was important to my wife and I to say, look, we're Americans, we love this country, we're raising our kids, and I'd hate to use the Godfather expression in the American fashion.
He's so American. He's a Raiders fan. Ew.
Yeah.
America's team. But I'm taking that
what?
from you, fucking
The
Cowboys.
reason Mike Tyson lost is because he was in fucking Texas.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
Really? You think it was
It
Texas?
should have been in Vegas. That fight should have been in Vegas.
I don't think it would have mattered.
Yeah,
The outcome would have been the same.
I think it would have been
You're
for
correct.
him. It would have been better. I just feel like he would have had a different energy. I think he would have. I don't know. You're right.
Anyway,
the other thing.
Go ahead, Bob.
So I was just gonna say that, like, it was important to us, though, because we don't want to lose some of those cultural things from both of our backgrounds. My wife's from Bolivia, I'm from Venezuela, and there are certain things, like, from our culture that we wanted to hand down to our kids, just like our parents did to us. And you know what? I equate that also to, like, folks who are, like, maybe they have a European background. Like, maybe some people are, like, from Irish heritage or Italian or Ukrainian or friggin' whatever, you always pass that part of it down to your kids, no matter how American you are. You know what I mean? Because this is the melting pot. That's the whole beautiful thing about this. You know what I mean?
I want a Croatian chick.
I want you to have a Croatian chick.
Okay.
I want a
That
Croatian chick.
was random.
It was super random.
It was super random.
All right, continue.
But anyways, yeah.
Eastern European. Oh my goodness.
So anyway, I should have said Eastern European. I should have said something else. But anyway, so those cultural things, and it happens like a lot more than most people think. It's those traditions that help, like, our kids just know where we're from.
Yeah.
And again, like, I feel like the beautiful thing about America too is, and again, my journey here was, everyone's journey to America is different. And again, this could be a whole different.
Yeah, no, it's very interesting.
Because it's, bro, my shit is like Gilligan's Island.
Yeah, dude.
And I'm that old to make that reference, but
no, but that's the
That's
reason
my-
I
that was
asked.
one of my favorite shows, by the way.
That's one of the reasons I asked.
Super
because,
racist, but very good.
well, look when it was. I mean,
Did you see the one where they had the Japanese? I'm sorry.
Gilligan's Island.
The Japanese dude on the island. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? Even as a kid, I was like, God damn.
Yeah,
Can I
well,
say-
dude,
Yeah.
I mean, TV was different at that time.
Oh, yeah,
it was
for
different
sure.
back then.
For sure.
Different strokes to move the world.
Moving on up.
I was talking about how if it wasn't for Lucille Ball,
Yeah,
one of my favorite lady comedians. Well, comedians.
comedian. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a
One
comedian.
of my favorite episodes of I Love Lucy is when the bread keeps coming out of the oven and it just keeps coming
Oh,
out.
what about the chocolates?
The chocolates.
Chocolates
yeah,
is
yeah,
famous
yeah,
one.
the
When
chocolate-
she had them all in her.
But
Yeah,
the,
like
the
put 'em-
reason the reason I know that show so well is because of my mom.
Yeah, they used to be reruns
Yeah.
all the time.
I used to watch it
I would watch
all
it
the
Yo,
time.
for
I've
real?
seen
watch it with
every
her.
episode.
For real.
There was like 100 and some episodes of that show. And,
Yeah.
and like because back then they did like multiple.
Yep.
Like during it was only 7. We looked it up last night because the whole reason we looked it up because I was like, hey, you want to know a little piece of trivia? I was like, if it wasn't for Lucille Ball, we wouldn't have Star Trek.
Really?
Really?
Yeah,
Can-
nobody
can-
knows that.
No,
Can-
hey, speak to me. I'm a Trekkie,
can we
so
elaborate?
So there was something, I can't remember all the exact details, but there was something about like whatever network or something, someone didn't want it. They thought it was too cerebral. I told you about this. They thought it was, and the show didn't last because the network still thought it was too cerebral.
Well, it's like 2 seasons or something.
3 seasons.
3 seasons. Yeah, it was like, and it got canceled.
It got canceled because again they were like, "Oh, America thinks it's too." They didn't think people were that smart to fucking know what the fuck's going on. But same thing happened when they were pitching it when Gene Roddenberry was trying to get it like on the air. Whoever said no, we're not going to do that, and then Lucille Ball was like, "This is," and I went to the whole shit because I saw this on a documentary recently. I think it was a Lucille Ball documentary, and they even said that in there. But her and Desi Arnaz were like in the middle of like getting divorced, but she still had control of Desilu Productions.
Yeah,
and she was like the sole person that had it.
Yeah.
And then so whatever happened, and then somehow she got a hold of the script, and like she was like, wait, well, we should try to do this. And if you look at the early shows of the original series, it says Desilu Productions down there.
Yeah.
So without Lucille Ball, we would not have Star Trek ever.
Yeah.
You know, that's actually pretty phenomenal. I personally didn't know that.
I grew up watching I Love Lucy, and I used to laugh like she just did wild shit.
Yeah.
Lucille Ball is I need to have a picture of her. Yeah.
Icon.
One of like inspiration for comedy for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Her, Carol Burnett. I grew up with all these.
Carol Burnett was the shit.
Carol Burnett was the shit. Is the shit. She's still. I think she's still around.
She is.
Betty White.
Yeah.
Fuck, bro, man.
Even in her like her later years, she's fucking hysterical. Like,
yeah, she got looser. I think we talked about this.
Yeah.
Like as she got older, she got looser and didn't
Wilder.
give a fuck. And like,
yeah, well,
it made her way more funnier.
But to your credit, what you tell me to do or anybody is hey man, don't give a shit. You know, sometimes when you don't give a shit is when you have the best version of yourself.
Yeah, if you don't give a shit,
you're loose.
Like when you give a shit, I think so let's break this to like actually being perspective about the whole thing. When you give a shit, all you're doing is carrying what other people are thinking of whatever image you're trying to portray.
Mm-hmm.
You don't give a shit. That's why like everybody's like, oh, you were drunk. Like, no, I wasn't fucking drunk. I might have been, but I fucking wanted to do it. I felt the inspiration, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Put this shit out there.
And I love that you did that because again, that's especially in comedy, dude. Like one of the worst things as a comedian that can happen is when you have a good idea and you don't write it down.
And you don't write it down or do it. Get rid of it.
Yeah,
because
and it goes.
It's coming from somewhere,
and it's like you gotta grab it.
I forgot who said that in the interview, but like what
Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah, if the shit is out there and you are attuned, you become tuned to it, and you don't do anything with it, it's gonna go away. And guess what? Somebody else is gonna get it.
That's true. I believe in that 110%.
Yeah, I do too.
It's happened to me so many times where I have this really great, funny idea, but I don't fucking write it down. And then it's gone. And when I try to remember, you can't.
And then you see it on somebody's special 2 weeks later.
Well, and then you're like, fuck. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Well, that's, not to my own.
All right.
Okay.
Not tuning it. Are we talking about writing class or?
No, whoa, here. Well, I think that's a little bit of a mixture. No, but I when I was an avid writer, back in my day, you're right. Inspiration comes from literally nowhere. Dude, you could be sitting at the red light, turning left onto fucking rolling road.
Yep.
And it's like, boom. Yeah. It just hits you right there.
It's like, almost psychotic to a degree because it's like you're just sitting there and then the idea just pops into your head. And you start. You ever start laughing like when you think of something like that you think is funny and you're like, wait a minute. Can I turn that into a bit? And you start laughing, and they're like, it might be out running, and then people think, oh, this guy's a fucking psychopath.
Yeah. Well,
I don't think I've done that.
I've done it.
So
I do laugh at I do laugh at shit. Like if I'm at the grocery store and I just come across some shit.
Well, I will say this.
What the fuck?
when you have a that stroke of genius, we'll call it that. It's gonna happen to you at any time.
I'd call it a stroke of luck.
It could be as well,
Or you could be having a stroke.
And luckily, I have not gotten that far.
I'm making a doctor's appointment right now.
Yes.
So we're not going there. But I think when you have that spark in your head, even if it's for like 10 minutes, man, like
10 minutes.
literally,
Whew.
like
That should be so. That should be so lucky.
Time.
We're talking about seconds, RJ.
yeah, no. But what I did was, at least when I thought, put it this way, when I thought I was doing something with my words, it was very important to me. And
I want you to start writing again.
Yeah.
That doesn't have to be raps. It doesn't, like, just get a notebook. And if you want, I have extra notebook or pads. I'll bring you one. I just want you to just
it's
start.
like my favorite thing at work now, dude. Like, I literally
start putting shit on. Just put your
Random thoughts.
out, bro.
You know who used to do that a lot? Anthony Kiedis
Yeah.
from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Like,
Yeah.
he would do that in high school before he met Flea. He would just do like poems because he was really into like poetry and stuff like that. And he would just a lot of the stuff that he came up with, like that, like Beautiful Under the Bridge song, it's basically a tribute to fucking, L.A.
Yeah, dude. It's probably arguably one of the greatest songs ever made.
It's crazy.
You know.
It's crazy how good it is.
Him jotting shit down.
And again, yeah, it comes from that stuff, and it's
He
such
could have
a
been writing it on a pizza box for all we know.
yeah, maybe.
You know what I mean?
And in L.A., it's possible.
Well,
Can't afford paper out there sometimes. I don't know. But
man.
anyway, so yeah, he's right. You should RJ, because again, I think you'll be able to express yourself.
It's a release too.
It's such a release, dude.
Yeah, and I'm gonna kind of go out here on a whim because I love you, the both of you. My dad's birthday was last week. He would have been
Rest in peace.
68 or 69 years old. I didn't post nothing. It's not nothing to post about because I feel like the older we get, when things are important to us, we don't have to share them.
Yeah.
We don't have to share.
You know what this is, sir? This is growth. I've been telling you this a while.
Yeah. So I went out. I didn't drink anything, and I went out and I had a Budweiser for my dad for his birthday. The day after the election, everybody's up in arms, but but my day, but sitting there just drinking that beer, just thinking about my dad, watching TV with him, and all the great things he did for me. Obviously, I had a moment where I was like, "Hey, I want to show everybody that I'm drinking a beer for my dad." Then I was like, "You know what?
It's your moment.
Yeah,
it's your moment,
it's
bro.
for me.
It's
It's for me, and I don't need to share that with anybody.
Right. And thank God you did that, man.
And
That's good.
I will say, as somebody I was so anti-social media for so long, dude. I really was. And then a good friend of mine, shout out to C. Mitch, he was like, "Hey, man, just do this." And he's like, "I promise you it's not that bad." Obviously the world's a lot different now.
Mm-hmm.
But he said, "Hey, do this." And I decided to go ahead and do it because, I, as traditional as I like to be, I also don't want to be the stick in the mud. Like if I have to move forward, I'm going to go through the mud, but I'm not going to use a stick. I'm going to use my feet. I'm going to drag them. And I think when with anybody, when you have a very pivotal life experience, whether it's with the passing of another, something pivotal has happened in your life, like you got a promotion or whatever, I don't mind people share that, and I'm happy to see people do share that because I think it's some form of expression in one way or another.
It's a release for some people.
Yeah.
But my thing is, sometimes people just share too much.
Yeah, they do.
I don't need to know what you're thinking every minute, every day.
Yeah, no, you're right. I don't want to know how you scramble your eggs.
And
I
think
I don't want to know how you cook your bacon.
And I'll be honest,
I don't want to
man,
know how you boil your potatoes, even though it's all the same.
I think you did the right. It was a beautiful thing to keep that moment to yourself.
Yeah, yeah,
And you're mentioning it here, which is kind of nice of you to sort of share that experience.
Londa, he was like RJ being real. I like a side I really like.
Yeah.
No, dude. I drank a beer and I took a picture of it because I actually sent it to my mom and some of my family, my aunts and my uncles.
Yeah. See, again,
But that's different.
No. But that's still for you.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
that's a family thing. We were talking
Right.
about family earlier,
Right.
and so like, no, it's still the same thing. But you're right. Everything doesn't have to be goddamn this fucking shit. Everything doesn't have to be for the world.
No.
Yeah, no. And you know what my biggest thing was about it is that my dad, God rest his soul, you know, I wish he was here, you know, God bless him. Is
At least
that
you had one.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, you're right. You know, Jared's not too far.
At least yours, was there.
I actually learned that a lot
It's
as
like,
a kid.
empty cup, but I'm like,
yeah. Hey,
to the
hold on.
bastards. No, we're not bad.
Hey, no, you don't get in.
No.
You don't get in here.
Technically, we're not bastards because we know who our father
Yeah,
is.
I know who he is. I know kind of where he lives.
But at the same time, like I was sitting there, I took the picture, I sent it to my family. I was like, "Hey, it's Dad's birthday. Happy birthday, Dad." And I was this close to posting it. Then I was like, you know what? Who really gives a shit, dude? Like, you know, it's like if
don't think of it like that.
Whoa, hold on.
I want you to think of it as a more positive thing. Like, you're right. Like,
I know people care.
Yeah, they do.
They do.
But again, even on that end, so let's put it this way: when you post something, and sometimes I have a battle with it myself. When you post something, and people respond to it,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times that also is them trying to put out whatever persona that they have.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
I don't have to like everything you put out.
No, you don't.
Now, when I put out some funny shit and you don't respond to it, then there's a problem.
Fuck you. All right. No, but I had I don't want to say a moment of clarity, you know, but it just hit me. And I was like, you know what? Today's my dad's birthday. He's my dad. He loves me, you know, wherever he is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all that matters. And, you know, and it's crazy because I'm guilty. I'm guilty of doing it before. You know, I think we all do it. I think we're all susceptible to having a moment where it's like, hey, you know, I'm human.
Yeah,
You know,
we are.
and we share it with everybody, and then everybody puts their 2 cents in, whether it's negative or positive.
Oh,
It
yeah.
doesn't matter what it is. But I didn't want to deal with that. I didn't want to listen to somebody say, "Oh, hey, your dad loves you." I know my dad loves me.
Yeah.
I know that to the
Bro.
core of my soul.
This
Prayer hands.
to
Prayer
me,
hands.
yeah.
Yeah.
This to me, for you, I'm glad because I've seen you throughout the years.
Oh.
and how you've handled it.
It's been
I
rough
feel
the
like
last couple of years.
Well, ever since I've known you.
Yeah,
And so not just a couple of years.
That's okay. That's all right. I'll listen. I'm listening.
I feel like there's some sort of acceptance that's I don't know if that's the word, but I definitely that's a big step in my eyes for you.
Yeah.
So I guess congratulations.
Yeah, that's okay. It's okay.
It was
But
almost like a cathartic moment for you.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
well, no. I just think, you know, I think we've all been through it. I mean, what you were telling us about your dog and, you know, all the stuff that's been going on in your life. And, you know, I know both of you, I would think pretty well as individuals outside of the show, is when you get to a very pivotal day in the year that is important to you, it's like, who cares? And it's like, well, I care. And what I've learned is that I care. And you know what? If somebody else wants to hit that thumbs up button, that's cool. But then you wake up the next day and it's like, you know what, man? I didn't need to do that. I don't have to do that at all. Like, you know,
Which is you know what, big reason why I stopped putting stuff on Facebook. Like, I have a complicated history with Facebook, and
Yeah,
you know,
I know.
Oh my God, you showed your butthole.
well,
Did you?
no.
Oh, Jesus.
Trying
Thank
to get
God
this
I
guy to
didn't.
make an Instagram was fucking like
it was
pulling
like
teeth.
Yeah, he had to twist my arm, like literally and figuratively,
He's probably
like
gonna have to do it with me. So
just
it's all
just
right.
to get people to come out to our shows, because like that's important to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's I just post about the show, and I had to
That's
post
mostly what I do.
and I had to post about my getting my purple belt because I was
Oh, for sure.
that was
yeah,
dope as
dude,
fuck.
that's a,
I was so
First
happy.
of all, sir, you came in, did the right thing. You fucking slugged it out, getting your citizenship, and now you're a fucking purple belt in
First of all,
jiu-jitsu?
I will tell you, as long
Come
as long as I've been doing this, and I fucking off and on. I don't want to say off and on, more on than off.
Mm-hmm.
But life happens and shit.
Life happens,
or whatever.
man.
It
Yeah.
does. It does.
And I
does.
told somebody the other day, I was like, I've been doing this shit for 17 years. They were like, he was like, I can't move you, right? And blah blah blah. And this, I was like, bro, I've been doing this for 17 fucking.
Well, that's that
years.
blue belt that you're rolling with. He was spazzing. He's a spazzer.
I know, and I told him, I was like, hey, bro,
I
chill.
told him too. And you know what he said? Man. I'm like, no.
I put him.
Yeah.
I have a different pressure and a different
Yeah.
ways of doing things than you. You'll
Yep.
get there.
Yeah, I am.
But I was like, hey man, I've been doing this 17 years. He's like, well, you should be a black belt. I'm like, hey bro, when it comes, it comes.
And that's the way, yeah.
I'm not even. If I was, my goal is always when I first started doing. Actually, my goal was MMA. I wanted to be a fucking UFC fighter, which started at 28. Maybe not gonna happen.
Hey,
Could, but maybe not.
Kimbo Slice.
Rest
But
in
he
peace,
was
by the way.
also fighting in the streets years before. And actually, I met one of the guys who used to be his corner man in the streets.
Yeah.
Marcos Avalon, shout out to him. His brother, I can't remember his name right now, but he's one of my fucking
His brother.
He's one of my
Avalon's brother.
one of my favorite guys. He's funny as shit. Me and him used to laugh hard as shit all the time. He was in what was that one? Bodog. Do you remember Bodog? This is probably before you. This was way before you started training, but Bodog was like way, in like 2007, 8, 9.
Oh, yeah.
So, but his brother was in that, and I remember he had this bloody fight, like he was all bloody, and he fucking ended up getting this guy in the armbar, and I don't know, just whatever. I've been doing this shit a long time,
Yes, you have.
and he was like, "Yeah, you should be a black belt." And I'm like, "Yeah, when it comes, it comes." I don't even care anymore, bro. I'm there now to get back in shape, and just because I it's a skill that I can use in the real world.
Mm-hmm.
And like people like this is why I guess I get kind of upset with people when don't take this the wrong way when they involve themselves in sports so much, like just watching it and or wrestling or whatever the fuck it is. You're just watching the shit. Like, go fucking get a skill and fuck the gym, the regular gym, bro. Okay, lifting weights. What are you gonna do? Just fucking pick up some shit? Like
That's
the fuck
my only disagreement with that is that there is a positive gym culture. There can be, and I've seen it, and that it does wonders for certain folks who are. And it's like everything else, dude. It's commitment.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a big gym guy myself because I don't find the motivation like I do. Like in jiu-jitsu, you're motivated because if not, the other guy's gonna smash the shit out of you.
Yeah.
So you have to be motivated to outdo the other guy.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'm no spring chicken. So some of these cats. Oh, were you?
Nor am I.
You remember this. So remember we were in class and we were doing the line drills, and this one kid, I had him in. He's a young kid. I think he's a Marine too. I'm not sure, but
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
and then like, he's a blue belt
Angelo.
now.
Shout
Yeah.
out. Shout out.
Shout
Angelo.
out. He's a dope kid.
Yeah.
But like I had him in my guard, right?
Yeah.
And so he stands up. So rather than letting it go and try something else, I held on because I knew, I could probably just hold him and he'd have to pick up my full weight and he'd probably like put me down. This boy slams me down.
Wait, was that when he first started?
No. This was like recently.
Oh no. Okay. First of all,
Yeah. And then
he should know better.
And he like Incredible Hulk slammed me down. And thank God, like I turned at the last second, so I didn't like hit my spine.
Yeah.
But anyways, I ended up like grabbing his heel. So like basically like I took him down. Everyone's like, whoa! Everyone's like, whoa! But I'm like, I need to be cognizant too of like, okay, you know what? Maybe I should have put my like basically released and then basically like stood up at that point and not held on as long as I did.
Well,
so you're thinking about what you should have done after the fact.
After the fact, but
Yeah.
again, that goes into
that's jujitsu.
and that's jujitsu. And again, that's like I like that because it keeps me engaged. Going to the gym, like, okay, the weights are there, everything's there, and now you got to deal with these, like, Instagram or TikTokers who are like filming themselves to put content up, and like, if you're gonna get in their shot or not.
It's not as bad as I think.
Not here.
It depends on the time of day, but it's not as bad as like because I was going all throughout the summer, and I'm trying to get back in there, but it's just the person I was going with, Dan. Everybody.
Yeah, Dan. Shout out to Dan.
Yeah,
always comes to the shows. Not always, but
he's been on here too. A few times. But yeah, so yeah, like you said, it's boring. It can like the repetitiveness to me is what I hate repetitive shit, and I like going because it's cool to fucking get stronger.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just I don't want to say I envy you, but I kind of do, because as hard it is, I'll say this: as hard as purple belt is still the funnest belt.
Everyone tells me that. I'm like excited to
White belt. You don't know shit.
Nope.
You think you know shit, but then motherfucker, like
you get that first couple stripes. Then no, I felt like I knew nothing, dude. Like
man,
to the point where I didn't even know like the etiquette of anything or nothing, and like you feel like you're making mistakes constantly.
So let me be the
white belt in the room.
Yeah, the white belt in the room. Yeah, you're right.
Or no belt.
Well, you have no belt. Yeah,
no belt. Yeah.
Well, I'm still world champion, so get over it.
Okay, no.
So
not WWE.
When you yes.
If you ever start training, you'll understand what we're talking about.
I get that, and that's why I listen, and that's why I'm asking this question.
Go ahead.
So when you get to a purple belt, is that like the middle of so all right, so purple belt is between like you basically being either really good or really bad.
No, and you don't get purple belt without being good.
Okay, all right. So here, let me
I'll be honest. I was like shocked when I got mine because again, I'm very like self-deprecating about my jiu-jitsu. Like I just again, I don't feel like I can.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
Look,
hey, you're a beautiful human being.
You know, like you. Even though we saw each other while I was out, so I didn't see any.
Yeah, I had to keep training. Yeah,
any improvements or anything. You've gotten a lot better.
Oh, thank you, sir.
And I wish you would stop sitting on your fucking butt every fucking time.
That's my laziness. I had
to yell at him the other night. I was like, "Sit the fuck up."
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know the rules and what the rules consist of.
It's not so much rules. It's more.
Well, it's etiquette. It's etiquette.
No.
There's some etiquette.
Yeah, there is some etiquette, but that's a whole different thing. What I was trying to explain to him, because he has this habit, like, of when he's able to get a dominant position, he just sits and kind of concedes.
I don't like take advantage of the advantage, and then and I sit on my butt. I'm like, damn it.
Yeah, like no, fucking get the fuck up.
Well, don't worry, you got it.
And listen, RJ, one of the things too that like I always like to tell people, like, you know what, jiu-jitsu isn't for everybody. Even though a lot of people are like, no, you should try it. You know what, it isn't. It really isn't for it. But
I don't believe that.
But I feel it's not for everybody. But I think people should try it anyway.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Just to at least get some basics. I think everyone should, like, you know what? I think it should be required in schools.
China does it. Russia does it. Why don't we have martial arts in school? I'm sorry. I just want to say that out there. Make America great again. Fucking put some martial arts in school, guys.
No. Maha. Make America healthy again. There you go.
Oh, that too.
Yeah, Maha.
That's what I say. Maha.
But no, there used to be martial arts in schools. There used to be calisthenics. I mean, they have PE, but like
but
fucking
PE is
teachers
bullshit.
don't give a fuck.
Yeah, PE is bullshit, dude.
Yeah,
PE is bullshit.
I know. I was there.
You remember? I'm this old where they used to make us climb the rope. Remember the rope?
Yeah. You climb the
rope. I could only get like maybe like half of the grip up, and then I'd fall, and then like you feel like such a loser.
I didn't get
because the one kid who could get all the way to the top and back.
I didn't get good at that until I joined the Marine Corps.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny.
And then there's a technique to it.
Yeah, where your feet
put your feet. Yeah. But then once you get strong enough, it's
but again they don't teach you that in school.
Yeah, they don't. But what it's funny you guys brought that up is that when I was in obviously in my youth and
back in my day,
the one thing that I felt so PE was very important to me, as crazy as it sounds. Like I loved PE. I loved
Oh, I hated
baskets.
it. I hated it.
Oh no, dude! I loved running a
dare
shuttle
you.
run.
I hated PE.
Shuttle run.
Yeah.
Shuttle run was. I liked it because I was pretty fast. I could run the 40 back in the day.
Bro,
Back
dodgeball,
in my day,
I was a
back in my
target.
day.
4 or 5. I know it's not that fucking fast, but for a regular human being,
No.
4 or 5 is fast, bro.
I think I maybe broke 9.
God
Yeah,
damn.
well, I remember. I think I told this.
I'm not a fast guy.
It's funny you say that. I think I told the story like on shows ago, but there was a time where I wanted to. So the big thing that always intimidated me as a student was running the mile. Right?
hated that
Fuck that shit.
Hated that shit.
Running the mile,
Nope,
right?
I'm not from Kenya, motherfucker.
Yeah. Well, first of all, sir, I know you're not, and neither am I.
I know. I fucking hate running. Long distance
I'm not
running is
from
not for
Kenya.
me. I'm a sprinter.
So the mile was a big deal back in the day. It's like, how fast can you do the mile? So I remember.
I used to walk that shit.
You know what? I think I got it confused when I said 9 minutes. I think I did a 9-minute mile, not the sprints, because that's different.
15-minute mile.
So
Okay.
I'm proud of it.
What I decided to do, I think it was like my sophomore year. I think I was in the 10th grade. And I knew the mile was coming. And I don't know, for one reason or so in particular, I was like, look, dude, I don't want to be like toasted by everybody else.
Yeah.
So for 2 or 3 days, what I did was I got up, shout out to the homies in Lorden. I got up, I walked to the corner of literally Route 1, and I just ran straight down from the top of my
Oh,
house.
you
to
ran that
Gunston.
hill. Ugh.
Oh, yeah, nasty.
You've been
Yeah.
by my house. You know that hill?
Yeah.
Imagine running that.
That's
bitch.
crazy.
I ran that.
You'll break your ankles.
Yeah. Well, it's crazy. I was wearing Chucks too, but
Me and my mom used to walk that during the pandemic. At the beginning of the pandemic, she was
Well,
like,
that's
"Let's
the
walk."
best way to
I was
do
like,
it.
"Yeah, you can walk down, but I guarantee you, your ass, you in your 60s, you're gonna have a hard time coming
yeah,
back."
going
Yeah.
back up is hard because
is.
the run is easy. So for 2 or 3 days, I literally it's probably one of the most random, spontaneous things I've ever done. I was like, you know what? I don't want to get a shitty time in the mile. Like, I don't know. It was just in the back of my head. So I went from the top of Rolling Road, and I ran all the way down to Gunston Plaza. Like, literally. I would sit there, fucking breathe my ass off, and then I would run back up. And I wasn't doing anything special. I'm like literally trying to just I just didn't want to be the last guy in line.
And honestly, me and my friends, we were usually the last people to finish the damn mile.
When
was me.
you think about it now,
I walked that shit.
Yeah, when you think about it now, it's like it's kind of silly. But for me, it was I don't know. It was just kind of a big deal. I just didn't like the idea of being like I'm not putting in effort. So
I was so conscious back then, even like as a teenager in high school. I was so conscious back then. I was like, my ancestors ran enough, and I am not running.
Here we go.
I am not running for this.
Here we go.
This white teacher.
Look,
Yeah, well,
genetically, you've done enough running.
First of all,
Yeah, exactly.
I had great.
What
great-
the hell?
I had great coaches.
This is bro. This is real shit that's been in my head for a long time.
So
I'm a fucking nutcase. I get it.
yeah, it's all right.
Hey,
but-
I don't need to be on time. My ancestors built the sundials.
you know, I'm running in front of.
Hey,
That's why I'm always late.
Yep.
You know, I'm running in front of people like Coach Pugh. I'm running in front of people like Coach Hill, who is, you know,
Coach Hill. Wait, first of all, Coach Hill wasn't a PE coach.
he wasn't. But
He
I'm
was a
saying,
biology teacher.
I understand that. But my point is that
Sometimes they get them where they can
like,
get them.
whoa,
No,
hold on, hear me out.
Coach Hill, he's been on the show. He's like
he's
one of the biggest, probably one of the most well-known wrestling coaches in Virginia.
Oh, dig it. Okay.
Yeah. No, Coach Hill is honestly he doesn't get the respect he deserves.
He was
Yeah,
the head.
yeah,
he
he
was the
Respect.
the head coach for Hayfield forever. He was my coach, and he was also a football coach. At the time I was there, he was, I think, a linebacker coach. And then he eventually became head coach, but he was always also a biology teacher.
Mhm.
And like he if you went past his room, you know it was Coach Hill's room because he's got big ass pythons.
Yeah, that's exactly
in
correct.
Fucking glass casings and like, so every day you're going to class and you just got these 2 albino pythons.
Yeah,
just fucking chilling.
Wild.
So when I was doing this like transition, or I don't want to say transition. That
Oh
makes
boy,
me
here we
sound
go.
like, it makes me sound like
Woo.
I'm trying to change something.
Again,
I'm not.
nothing
I'm
wrong
not.
with that, buddy.
I'm not trying to be. I'm not trying to be. I'm not trying to be. Gay. And even if I was,
It's okay. It would be great.
No, but
It brings some culture to the show.
For 2 or 3 days, dude, I literally ran from the top of the hill to the bottom, and I ran back up.
Look, man,
And
I ain't falling for no banana in my tailpipe.
Greatest quote ever. It's the greatest quote ever.
And it works so well.
Besides, I am your father, and like you come to me on the.
I gotta bring that one back too.
Yeah. So I don't know what it was that conditioned my mind for that couple of days, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to be the last person in the mile. And you know what? You know what's crazy is I ran the best mile that I possibly ever ran, dude. I ran a mile in 6 minutes and 45 seconds. Yeah. I ran a mile.
What?
And
That's crazy.
it killed me. I was dying. I was
But
like,
you were
literally,
like,
yeah. Everybody's like, drink water, and they're like, no, just breathe.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
And look, I'm just sitting in the back like, about time y'all motherfuckers ran from something.
Yeah, so Jesus Christ. But no, I do distinguishingly remember those days where I did that because I just didn't want to be. I didn't want to be a joke in the mile. I didn't want to be the last guy.
You know what
in
I can't
line.
believe?
Like I just didn't want to do that.
I can't believe we've been 3 hours already.
Close to 3 hours.
Close to 3 hours?
2:36.
Is it 2:36? Okay, we started a little later.
Well, it
Close to 3
regardless.
hours. This is awesome.
And I think having healthy conversation like we're having
Oh,
now is
bro,
always
yeah.
very, dude. Like, put it this way, and when we look at what's happening, you sent me a message the other night, and you were like, "Hey, man, the world."
Which
is changing.
one? I send you a lot of.
Yeah, you do.
I love your random text too, like in the middle of the night too. Yeah.
I wake up and I'm
He
like, I
sends
was
me
like,
those
oh,
too.
God.
He
Look,
sends
I
me
was
those.
like, Jared's
First of all,
in
You're
my
not
bushes.
alone. You're
Hold
not
on.
alone.
Look, just so everybody knows, if this is how you know you're a close friend of mine. You will get fucking texts randomly at like 3 o'clock in the morning.
And
you don't have to answer them.
and I do
Just know you're getting
If
it.
I'm awake, I'll send him a quick. Hey, whatever, man. Okay, all right.
yeah.
It's hey, man, David Tell's coming. You down?
But I read what Jared said.
I'm down.
And he said, "Hey, man, the
Attell?
world is changing."
Oh, okay. I'll get them later.
And he said, "The world is changing." He said, "You got to pay attention." And Jared's right. You have to pay attention.
You do, man.
You got to.
You can't sit still because then the world will pass you by.
Yeah, dude, you can't be, for the last, here, put it this way, and I'll go out on a limb and I'll say for the last 6-7 months, I've been kind of stagnant with, my growth as an individual, or I try to think it's like, hey, if I take a step back, I can move 2 steps forward kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then Jared texts me, he's like, hey, man, the world's changing. Pay attention. And yeah.
No, okay. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah. I did send you that. I sent you that because, hold on, I'm trying to make sure. Okay, there's still, I'll just
He was going down some rabbit hole in the middle
No,
of the night.
I'll just
wasn't
get 2 tickets later because I was just making sure that the standalone, the GA tickets. Do you want to go? You're probably working. It's a Thursday and it's at 7 o'clock, so you're probably working.
Dude, it's tough, bro. What day? What is the date?
January 30th.
Oh, here, yeah.
It's
dude.
January,
Okay,
right?
Yeah, dude,
January
that's
or-
months, yeah, it's
January.
months from
Oh, it's in
now.
January. Yeah,
1:30.
I can
Yeah.
easily manage that. I can easily.
Yeah.
manage that. If you told me it was next week, that'd be a little different.
So, do you want me to get the ticket?
Yeah, dude. Buy
And
it,
then,
fucking dude. I won't show up to work, dude.
It's 45.
That building would burn down.
So I'm
without
gonna
me.
need that.
You need that
Wait,
paper.
how much- how
you
much-
need that paper
how much-
satisfied.
$45. I mean, you don't have to give it to me now.
All right, $45.
It's probably some service fees.
All right,
Probably.
And a
It would definitely be some service fees. What do you mean, probably?
50
And a 2-drink
yeah.
minimum. So the 2-drink minimum's on you, but I'll get the ticket.
All I'm
This
going
is
to say,
Dave.
look,
Bro,
all I'm
this
going to
is
say about
Dave.
the service fee is I did pay for the car in Austin.
Yeah,
I'm not talking to you. Did you see me talking to you?
Oh my God! There are
The
things.
fuck?
There are things
he
that
gets
we
so
don't
defensive.
Did you see me fucking talking to you?
know. No. Who are you
I saw
talking-
you looking
you
at both of
talking
us
to
when
me?
you said,
No.
you know there's some service fees.
Well, I was mainly talking to
I
him.
know.
But anyway,
Hold on.
and there's a
breathing
2 item minimum in the improv.
All right, so
Um,
we're going.
And
Any more squirt over there?
There is just a tad
What was it?
bit left.
There's a squirt. There's literally a squirt
there's
left.
Squirt of
squirt.
squirt. What was I saying?
You were talking about how fucking badass you were.
Oh my god, that's not what I was saying.
You were saying like, hey,
Your growth, personal growth.
you're growing
He was
up.
saying that.
Well, I was, but
Fuck,
you
it's
were.
gone.
Okay, see, that's what I'm talking about. The idea is you got to just grab them.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
gone.
Well, if I ruined it, I
That's okay, don't worry
apologize. I don't mean to do it.
Wasn't about a tell. Oh no. Well, yeah, I was looking at a tell.
See, that's your ADHD doing two different things at the same time.
And then I lost the other thing. You were saying something.
Your
about,
personal growth.
Well, I was just
Right.
what I was saying is like,
You have personal growth,
as Jared likes to point out, faithfully,
Yep.
it's like, you're not an athlete. You're right, I'm not. But
Neither am I, bro.
yeah, but
I'm not.
But I will tell you that these like 3 or 4 days where I was just running, and I played basketball for SYC. I love playing basketball.
Cool.
It was just kind
You
of
love it so much that you don't do it anymore.
You're right. You're right. I'm an old drunken man.
But you know what? No, I'm not even saying that. But here's the thing. People always want to say things, but they don't live up to them.
Well, first of all, I'm the prestige mode icon.
Okay,
all right?
that's fine. You can be on a video game all day. There's people who actually do that shit every day.
I know, and I respect those people, and God bless them. Seriously. However,
Even our enemies, sir.
first of all,
Foreign and domestic.
what do you expect me to do as an American? You know what?
See that callback?
The callback, yes.
Callback.
To the pledge, yes.
I see what you did there.
Comedy.
Are you a funny man?
Comedy.
Are you an American?
I try.
That kind
Yeah,
of.
we all try. God,
Yeah,
damn, it's a
we
fucking
know.
hard ass game, bro.
It is. But you know what? It's worth it.
It's
I
tough.
love it. I love being on stage. Like sometimes I get off, like I'll do it. I'm like, fuck, man, I want to go back up there, but it's like that's not how it works.
That's not how it works.
Well, dude, trust me. Like, I think the one thing I've learned a lot in the last couple of years, because I have more of a space to think about it, is that when you do something good, keep it there. Don't move it. Don't move and I know hear me out. Like you want to move the bar, but when you've only got like 10 cents into like a 25-cent quarter, you know what I mean? Put your 10 cents in, 2 cents, whatever it is,
Oh,
a
okay.
nickel.
Okay.
Then you're done.
You're making change. I don't know.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
This is like he's
first
had
of
the
all,
most fun on this
I'm
episode. The tears that have come from look, you said you're dead inside. I beg to differ. You've been more live on this show than I've ever seen you, my friend.
I'm dead I'm dead when it comes to like people like you know what really makes me like love like when people be like, "Oh, I love this and I love that." Like I don't think I feel that.
Is there? Well, here, let me ask you this. Here.
But you love comedy.
I do. Yeah, but I've also been told I'm a very passionate person. I'm passionate about a lot of things, but I don't.
Probably the young lady from Colombia.
No.
Ooh. Now I could have loved.
Here,
You saw the picture.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me ask
Yeah.
you guys a question. Hold on. Here we
Okay.
go.
Okay.
Since, this is
How
the
do you
Free
do-
for All podcast.
How do you donate to the United Mijo College Fund?
He'll tell you.
First of all,
I'll give you details.
I don't know what you did, but
donations.
You got to come to
Look,
a show.
you need to get that soundbite from Coming to America. Donations.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. You got to come to a show to hear.
no.
the
But
actual
I
joke.
think put it this way: like when you're in a good space and you're attempting, like you guys are pushing the comedy boundary, like you're doing the most.
try, yeah.
No. Trying. See, in my mind, and this is something that developed in my in my head.
I know where
Eddie.
you're going.
Mm-hmm.
Keep going.
Trying is for losers. Trying is absolutely for losers.
You're right.
Doing is for winners.
You're
so
right.
you guys go out and you go do it.
No.
No.
Yes,
We
we
do.
do.
But
However, there's and I told you this when I went to the Godfrey. I saw Godfrey a couple weeks ago at the Improv. again, another amazing, funny comic.
So funny.
And when you go to see these people who have been doing it for 20 plus years,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, wait, what? I'm not doing comedy, bro. What the fuck is that?
Mm-hmm.
That's not what how do I get there?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's fucking the wildest shit.
I-
That's why I was like, yo, Attell, you down?
I'm down.
It's like, there's not going to be many more chances. Let's be real.
Let's be real. Yes. And I didn't think about that. Like when you first said, I'm like, I got to see, it's kind of far out. I don't know what's happening, but I'm like, you know what?
No,
If
I
this
don't know,
is my
I don't know what's going on either.
If that's my shot to see it tell, I would love to do it. So
Yeah.
I'm down.
Yeah.
I will wire you the money later.
Yeah, no worries.
But anyway, to your point, I see what you're saying about, like the Yoda thing. It's like, do not try.
Yeah, dude. You gotta
I understand.
fucking scrape out.
But what I
the
mean,
bottom
what I
of
mean
it.
by try is like we're like for us. Like I love Dave Chappelle had this great thing about the metaphor of comedy is basically you're like Evel Knievel. You get paid for the attempt. So I'm not gonna say this shit is gonna be funny for everybody, but
Yeah.
If Knievel died, he would like you're not getting paid.
And sometimes you die on stage. Let me
Yeah.
tell you,
Oh.
a slow death, slow, painful 3
No,
minutes.
But you know what the fun? I'm sorry, RJ.
No, go ahead.
You
Go
know
ahead.
what
go
the
ahead.
most fun is like I did it. That's why I like the beer garden, man.
It's a
Because
dope
there's
spot.
always a different crowd.
I got to sign up, dude. I really do.
I don't know why you haven't.
Because I train on Mondays and Wednesdays.
So do I.
Yes, but I actually show up to the training.
Well, no, if I'm on the list, then
That's true because you have to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, there's always a different rotation of people. There's never the same people. Then there's fucking comics in the back. But there was one time I went up there and I was fucking dying. I'm like, I mean, dead silence.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, wait, what the fuck? I know these fucking work. What's going on?
Yeah.
And as soon as someone else said, like I said, I went into I live alone, and somebody in the audience was like, yeah.
And that's what you needed. That brought you back.
Yeah. And it was like,
That snapped you out of that shit.
I was like, first of all,
Yeah.
I understand my shortcoming, blah, blah, blah. So it was like, okay, now we can relate with this guy.
Yeah.
At first, it was just me coming out with dark, crazy shit.
Right.
You know my shit.
Oh, yeah.
I like my dark shit.
Well, first of all, you're allowed to like that, and I'm glad that you like it.
I want to
I'm
be
not-
known as the dark black comedian. I don't think there isn't.
I can't call you a dark black comedian, dude. I can't. If I had to go up to my friends and I was like, "Hey, that's a dark black comedian,"
I know the dark black comedian.
That's 2 for 2 for you now, buddy.
That is. That's fucking funny, dude.
I literally
I can't do that.
They're like, "Hey, you do a podcast?" I'm like, "Yeah."
I
They're
know
like,
the dark
Who's
black
a dark
comedian.
black
The man,
comedian?
yeah. And I was like, "Oh, hey, my
Ooh.
podcast host is." He was like, "Yeah, he's
Hey.
a dark black comedian." They're gonna be like, "Oh my god, you racist motherfucker!"
Yo, you just came. Look, the dark black comedian. I was put that on my Instagram tonight.
Yes, that's good. That's
Jared
fine.
Lee, the
episode.
dark black
The
comedian.
dark black
black-
comedian. and then
I'm so uncomfortable.
I just want to see.
I just don't like using the word
I know.
dark or black
Look,
in the same
Look,
sentence.
and there's going to be
Londa.
somebody who gives them there's going to be somebody who gives them the comments like, "Hey, he's not that dark."
Look, Londa, you caught a gem this week, buddy.
Yeah, dude.
We went long, too.
Yeah, dude. Fuck it. Fuck it. But
Fuck it.
I can't say it.
Oh,
But
let me write that shit down.
here, but
That might
this
be the title.
This show's not over because I have
Nah.
something to say.
Uh-oh. Go ahead. It's on you.
I want to talk about the Penguin, and I want to talk about Batman.
He hasn't watched it.
I don't have
watched it.
I don't have Max.
Well,
I know everyone's raving about it though. You could talk. I mean, I'll watch it
well,
eventually.
I will say, there are a lot of comparisons to certain shows that, in recent years that this show has done. I will say, as a fan of, the Dark Knight, Gotham
Oh yeah,
City.
I loved it. Dark Knight's the
I
best.
think
I just watched it last night.
That
yeah,
trilogy's
yeah,
the
I
best.
could not resist watching it for whatever reason. I was like, I want to watch a movie. The Dark Knight.
Yo, that trilogy
Yeah,
is fire, dude.
Yeah, and you got to look at the aspect of Batman being a superhero, but Batman being a person. And when the season finale, the Penguin came on, I really didn't know what to expect, but I saw something, and it made me realize that the Penguin is probably one of the most vicious people in all of Gotham City, and that we should put respect on his name, because we all talk about the Joker. You're
right.
We all
You're
talk,
right.
We all talk about, like, the clown prince of crime, but we forget about some of the most heinous villains
And diabolical.
in Gotham City, dude.
Look,
Mhm.
you got how I was introduced to the Penguin. I wasn't really into the comic books. Never really was into comic books. But any of the other media that came out, I was into. Like, I remember, and you probably remember, the Adam West.
Yeah.
And what was this fucking...
The guy who played Rocky's coach was the Penguin. You know that, right?
Where? Really?
Yeah,
Really?
that's the same guy. The guy, hey, Rock!
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Revelation.
Mind blown.
Revelation.
That's crazy.
Yeah, how did you not know this?
I don't know.
Because
Never thought about it.
I forget the actor's name,
because
forgive
we're
me,
fans
but
of the characters.
yeah, I'm gonna have to look that one
I
up.
can look
He's
it
a
up.
famous actor, though. He's been in a lot of shit, but rest in peace.
Yeah,
But that's how I knew. And then, let's
Right.
not forget, ladies and gentlemen, the best Penguin of all time, to this day, even over Colin Farrell. I don't give a fuck what you say, Danny DeVito.
He was pretty fire.
He was
pretty
the
fire.
best.
eating a fish,
Bro, a fucking raw fish on
Okay.
camera? What are we talking about?
Oliver
right now?
Burgess Meredith, rest in peace. He Oliver Burgess Meredith. So he played the Joker, not Joker. He played the Penguin, but he was also Mickey Goldmill, Rocky Balboa's coach.
Rocky. Wow, I didn't even know that.
I know.
lightning and
It's
crap
fine.
thunder.
See, Londa, you got it. So, Londa said, I hope they explore the Court of Owls arc a bit more.
I saw that.
Okay, so apparently, I kind of got out of Gotham at like season 3 or 4, and somebody told me the other day that I need to get back. I was in
I need to
somebody's
I need to
chat.
watch that shit. 'cause
I need to get back
I didn't
into-
get. I didn't get out of
The
season
It was
one.
good.
I didn't watch
the Penguin
season
is
one.
excellent.
No.
All right,
We're-
I'll be
We're
quiet.
talking about
Gotham.
we're talking about Gotham.
The
okay,
Gotham.
yeah.
Yeah,
You never watched that, did you?
Yeah, I did watch Gotham.
it was pretty good.
Every season?
No, I missed. the
I only
last
saw
two.
the first
Yeah,
season,
same
but
here,
like
same here.
I only saw the first season, and then like I didn't get through the whole thing. But it was really good. But I just got distracted with it.
Same here. Life gets in the fucking way, especially if a show's too long. It's like, bro, how many seasons can we do of like The Flash? Bye, and then it got way cartoony. But I agree.
Yeah, I still hung in there with it though.
I didn't at the end.
Well, towards the end, I lost interest. You're right, but
Yeah. But yeah, the Court of Owls, they kind of explored it in Gotham. Again, I didn't finish watching it, so and I again, not reading the comic books, I didn't know anything about the Court
yeah,
of Owls.
I don't know what you're talking about right now.
So
That's
the
from
court-
Gotham.
Yeah, so
But
the
like I
court-
said, I
yeah,
remember
so the
how
court-
was that like a part of like the
There was-
comic book thing where
Yeah,
No.
so-
I don't know if I'm pretty sure it came from the
yeah,
comic books,
probably, but yeah,
but there was this whole thing about the Court of Owls and basically how they control. They were like the real controllers of like because you
Of
have
Gotham,
the mob and
Right.
you have, but no, these motherfuckers was actually running all the shit, and Batman was trying to figure out who was the head.
who that was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Danny DeVito, great Penguin.
He was a great Penguin, dude.
And I think I've seen an interview with Colin Farrell was saying like I wanted to make this special, like basically his own take on the Penguin, which all great actors that they don't want to
Yeah.
fucking copy somebody else.
Well, that's like Heath Ledger with his Joker, dude. It was
phenomenal.
Yeah,
phenomenal. Like by
And there's-
far the best Joker.
And
ever.
there's been a lot of great Jokers,
But
except for Jared Leto.
yeah.
I fucking he's
yeah,
the
I
he's
know what the
ev-
fucking grill
sorry,
and all
ass.
that
They
shit,
fucking
yeah.
and then some people will be like, "Oh, he was good." I'm like,
What?
You are fucking
Well,
insane.
those-
you don't know what
those-
the Joker is.
Yeah,
No.
you don't know
No, no
Batman.
respect
you don't
on
know.
it.
Yeah.
You don't know story.
I mean,
but-
like truly, like just insane. How good.
Bro,
his
I
take
just
on it.
watched it last night and I was like,
Every
"Man,
time, dude. It's like how do you like
why are you this good at this shit?"
and like minimal direction from what it was all him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think when you get into like when we come into TV and movies and before I even go further, I personally think Colin Farrell should win an award. I really do.
Wow, that good.
Yes.
That show's definitely getting multiple Emmys.
Yeah.
Well, I liked the only part I've seen, like I haven't seen the show,
fact
but
that
I
that's
saw
Colin Farrell's
I saw
crazy.
the Batman where like he had his role in there.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the same
and-
thing.
Yeah, no, I know, but like he was great in that.
Yeah.
He was great. So I can't imagine how much better the show is.
The thing is, it's the show is more of, it's basically a year after that movie.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just seeing the continuation of what's going on in Gotham.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to give too much away for anybody who hasn't seen the show, and
Sure.
I keep doing this Donald Trump thing for some
Yeah, right.
reason.
You haven't seen the show. The show is fantastic.
Really good show.
It's the best show.
Best show you've
I love
ever
the
seen.
show. Probably the best show ever made ever in history.
But
Smoke meth.
yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't do drugs.
I don't, and that's
I don't do
He had,
okay.
he had a brother that died from addiction, bro.
He did, yeah.
I just found this out.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Donald
Very
Trump
good.
is a very
All right.
Here we go.
yeah. We're going
Here
in.
we go.
We're going in.
Hit it.
I'm not gonna say
You're about to lose friends.
Oh,
The two of them.
Here, hold him up.
exactly.
Hold your hand up, Bobby.
Do I care? No. And I'm not saying I like the guy now.
I'm
He's
not a fan.
done bad things.
Not a fan.
I'm not a fan either. I'm just saying. There was a time as a youth, meaning under 18,
The two youths.
that I was a fan because I was like, I've always been a fan of people who are successful, and no matter whether or not, like, because I remember my mom was like, I don't like him, and I'm like, why?
Because the media is telling you not to like him. That's why.
Exactly. I'm like, why?
And
Like
again, look.
he's a fucking. This guy is just chill. You got to remember when we grew up, and maybe a little when you were there, but Donald Trump was everywhere back in the day. I'm not even talking about Apprentice days. I'm talking about 80s, 90s.
Oh, I know.
Everybody was
I know.
fucking around Trump. Trump was around everybody. bro.
Everybody. Look, Tribe Called Quest like even had like lyrics that add Trump in there.
Yeah. So like now all of a sudden now just because, and he was a Democrat this whole fucking time.
Well, and look, and here's something for the Democrats, and then just full disclosure, I'm neither blue nor.
Yeah, you
I
said
think
that last week. You're
yeah,
okay.
It's all
Yeah,
bullshit.
you're good, brother.
Yeah.
Don't worry. We don't
But,
give a
like,
shit here.
Yeah, they have to come to grips with the fact that all these folks, like all the people in his camp, like he was a former, he donated to the Democratic Party. He was a Bill Clinton,
Obama,
and Hillary
Clinton,
guy.
Hillary. Yeah.
Well, until Obama started fucking with him, and then he didn't.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, but anyway, but yeah, like Tulsi Gabbard, also a Democrat.
Oh, I love Tulsi Gabbard.
Like RFK, also a Democrat.
Can we have her as president, please?
Even what's that
So
guy?
you can lick her butthole.
Jesus Christ.
Hard in the paint. Go hard
Yeah, that
in
was
the
wild.
paint.
I'm sorry.
That was
I
wild.
will not speak.
You went
the
from
rest of the show.
admiration to putting your tongue in the holiest of holies. Let's-
I mean, she is hot, though.
Okay, let's keep. I'm trying to talk politics.
Look, man, I ain't falling for no banana in my tailpipe.
Shout out to Eddie Murphy, by the way. Thank God for that
All right,
gem
go ahead.
of a quote.
Anyway, I see I lost my train of thought.
You started thinking about Tulsi Gabbard.
Well, anyways, the fact is that, like, look, all these people that are, like, damn Republican, red, blah, 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 these were all former Democrats. So you got to know the shit is that bad on that side that they had to go over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
That's what we were
That's something that you need. That's a hard pill to
I don't know
swallow
if
for
I was,
some people.
If I don't know if but that's the thing. There's
Some
still,
people.
are so into this tribal.
Yeah.
I have to be this and this.
And look, and you know who they're pointing. You know who pointing their finger at? RJ, you know who they're blaming?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
no, we talked. We talked
Oh
about
my
that.
God.
We talked about it. Well,
But you know who it really is? It's you and us, and then our own, the female version of our own, are blaming us too.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all don't want a male or a female for president?
No,
Hey, hold up,
that
wait,
is
what?
not even remotely correct.
That's not even what we were talking about.
How about you give us a good one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
Well,
about
shit.
someone with
It's
that
funny you say that.
with a level head.
Yeah, no. Like, dude,
doesn't send motherfuckers to jail who are innocent?
I think that a woman president is super cool. Like, I'm all for it. Like, I'm 100% for
Tulsi Gabbard, baby.
All day
it.
long.
I'm 100% for it. Like,
All day long.
I have no issues with it.
She might have a better chance.
Who am I to say? Like, literally, at the end of the day, who are we to say that hey, you can't do this. Dude, if you go up, no matter who you are, and you go up and you do, a good job, then fuck it.
You know,
Yeah.
he already announced her as
Intel.
intelligence.
That's
So,
going to be
she's
fire.
Bro, I've been saying this.
Fire.
I've been saying this for a while. We need another president who was in the military.
True. Facts.
Because most veterans that I know who've either been to war or whatever, they're not on this fucking wild shit. It's like, hold up, wait a minute. Why are we here again?
Yep.
And then they realize we don't need to be doing this shit.
Right.
Think about Eisenhower.
Yeah.
One of my favorite presidents, bro. I don't think that dude, he may have been a racist. I don't know.
More than likely.
Maybe, but
it's still.
But he was still one of the best presidents we ever had. He was also the general and the head of the military when we were in, what was it, World War II, right? We need another military president. We haven't had. We get all these fucking. No offense, no offense.
Yeah.
We get all these fucking civilians who've never been subjected to anything.
Yeah, they don't know what war means.
They don't know what it is.
You know who I'd love to see as presidential candidate? And again, not female, but just throwing a name out there. Jocko Willink.
Yeah. I don't know.
If you're unfamiliar with this man, oh my goodness.
He's a former Navy SEAL. He has a podcast. He's a jiu-jitsu black belt.
All right.
But he's also got his own. He's got his own company.
He's in the jiu-jitsu, the Joe Rogan sphere.
No, but even before that.
Before, yeah.
Oh man, this guy, look, he actually has this company. They make jeans in the U.S. He bought a mill. He this is about as USA as you can get with this guy.
Yeah.
He's got his own line of energy drinks, Jocko Fuel, Molk.
Yep.
Shout out to Molk. It's delicious. Yeah, it's pretty good.
First of all, they don't sponsor this shit.
They don't sponsor, but Jocko might.
So fuck that shit.
No.
This is a man.
Don't listen. Don't listen to the angry man in the corner.
Oh, look at this angry man.
I'm trying to get you sponsors, bro. Anywho,
Jocko ain't ever watching this shit. He'd be like, look at these drunk motherfuckers waking up at 12 o'clock
I'm gonna
do comedy.
I'm gonna send him this. I'm gonna send him this because he's actually liked my stuff on social media before. Again, I do funny stuff, but anyhow, I've been look, I even offered my services as an art person. I said, man, I will work for free if your ass could. Because he's he's got courses on leadership. He goes to businesses to teach them how to be leaders because of his experience being a leader in military.
Okay. So
anyway,
here,
just throwing that out there. Jocko, 2028.
Yes, Lana, exactly.
Yeah. So you talk about leader. When I think of leadership, me personally, that's something that you might kind of instill in somebody, but you still can't teach. It's like, hey, if I tell, you, Bobby, I'm like, hey, 2 + 2 is 4. And you're like, all right. It's 4, but it might be 22 or it might be 11 or whatever.
That's just teaching. There's a difference between leadership and teaching.
Yeah, leadership is, what it is?
No. Hear me out.
Yeah, okay. I want to hear your definition of leadership.
So I this is me, and this is only me. This is not a reflection of the Mad Scientist Lab podcast.
Okay, man.
Or Bobby B comedy.
Or Bobby B or Jared. Right. But when I was responsible for others, to me, in order to maintain, yes, people come, people go, that's a job. That's everyday life. But in order to maintain integrity within the workplace, if you're in charge of somebody, you have to, one, get the first, receiving blow of whatever is happening. It's like, hey, you guys fucked up. Oh, hey, that's my fault. You get the first punch to the chin. And then it's like, oh, hey, you did this, and you get the other punch to the chin. I personally believe when it comes to leadership, you have to protect the people that work for you. You have to, because they only know what you teach them. Like, if I didn't teach, half the people that work for me what I knew, then they would be garbage, and I'm not saying I'm the best teacher. I'm not. I've definitely had very many flaws as somebody who was in charge of people, because I had to think, just right there, like on the spot. Like when you think on the spot, it's tough because you're going to go with whatever somebody's saying to you, and you're like, all right, you know what, let's do it this way. But at the end of the day, when you want to be a leader of men, I think what is most respected is your ability to listen. And a lot of people do not listen. It might be my biggest flaw. It might be it might be the reason I'm not the pizza man anymore. There's a lot of things that can factor into that. But I think if you're a leader of men, when you have people that come every day, despite whatever, oh my God, dude,
Boy, you're just walking
we
right
come
into that.
every day. We come.
Well, if
every
you're
day.
lucky, if you're lucky to,
I'm sorry.
if you're lucky enough.
No, I was listening, but that part to me was wild.
So when you come every day, folks, it
feels good.
Yeah, it probably does.
But I
Jesus
get
fucking
no,
Christ, I can't even do anything on my own show.
No, you're good, man. We're at 3 hours though. Like we're
Okay,
at
look,
3 hours.
Yeah.
Oh
I will.
my
I will
God.
say this, and I agree with you that you definitely need to support your the people who serve with you or are part of your team.
Yeah,
But to
dude, you
me,
gotta-
leadership, a leader sets the goal for the team and helps the team to get to the goal. And if somebody fucks up, like honestly, it's part of being a leader to say, okay, how are we going to fix it? What's your idea? Like, let's figure this out. Let's work as a team to sort of accomplish the goal. And that's true leadership. And it's not blaming. It's not saying, all right, you know what? We are where we are. Let's figure it out from here. A true leader motivates and gets people to rally around that goal.
Yeah, and I agree with that. That was kind of my whole mindset.
making me think about my decision about Tuesday or Thursday.
Yeah, well,
You know.
well, here I'm gonna
Leadership.
I'm gonna do this for you.
Yep.
I'm gonna
How
do
the
this
fuck
for
did
you.
I take this on?
I'm going to do this for you, and I'm going to do this for you. I love both of you. I love you both admirably. You have no idea.
You're the coolest. You're the coolest.
I'm as smooth
love
as
you too,
cream.
RJ.
Yeah, I'm as smooth as cream cheese on a
RJ.
bagel.
I love you too.
I love you, brother. All right. Well, this ain't gonna happen for another 250 episodes. So,
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I know. I'm right. That's why I'm
it's a
doing it
love
now.
fest.
Yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
have to say that because
It's okay. I mean, like, put it this way, man. Like, before we end the show, which has been a great show, it's actually
fucking fire.
This has probably been one of the best podcasts we've had in a long time.
Oh man,
260, bro.
Yeah,
260.
200,
Hey,
yeah.
300's gonna be fire.
Oh,
Y'all
dude,
gotta go out.
So we
Oh.
still got.
Can I be on the 300th show?
Oh,
At
yeah,
least
yeah,
for a little
of
bit,
course.
Yeah,
depending
yeah.
on when it is. You know.
But
Yeah,
I think
probably
for me
September.
personally, and I think I don't want to say I speak for everybody, but life has been tough last couple years for
Life is
everybody.
tough.
I think we should take 300 on the road.
Oh well, here. We've got plenty of time to think about it.
RJ, we're gonna
but
get you on an airplane.
We're gonna get you RJ.
don't worry,
We're gonna BA Baracus your ass.
I ain't no bitch. All right.
Ooh, I just had an idea.
He got an erection.
The loft.
Yeah. Thank you for.
He
this
knows I
text.
hate fucking doing it.
Yeah.
Dude,
no,
the loft would be dope.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
loft.
Yeah, he hates it.
Only thing.
But I think with
gonna have to shift
everything,
a lot of shit.
You look. Put it this
That
way.
would be fucking dope, though. Get some of the. I'm sorry.
It's all right. You
Get some of
guys
the
are trying to
comedians that we
kidnap
already
me.
know. Maybe get Jamar. That might be a possibility because I'm going before you go back again.
If you can get him to do it, man, I'm all for it, sir. I am all for it.
That would be so fucking fire.
300.
Yeah.
Do you know what's fucking fire, folks? This podcast.
Yeah.
And before this podcast ends, I'm going to be very real just for a moment.
Let's do it.
This is the only moment that
You've
you're
been
ever
real
gonna-
the whole fucking time.
That's
which
fine.
has been that's why it's been fire.
Yeah. So before we go, I want to just kind of point out the growth that the show has gotten. Me and Jared have done a lot. I will actually say Jared has done a lot. I haven't done shit. I just talk.
That's not true. You've done a lot. You've done a lot.
And I don't want you to think there and I sit and I weep with the little tear in my eye. But there is still, a lot more to come from this podcast.
He said, "Come."
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. God forbid we all be human beings.
I'm just kidding. Okay, keep going.
No,
I ain't falling for no banana in my tailpipe.
shout out to Eddie Murphy. All right. It's what it is. It's literally probably one of the best quotes ever. But, you know, in the last couple of years, we've done this show. We've done it very well. We've done it very successfully. We've had people such as yourself. We've had people like, Doc. We've had, Coach Hill. We've had Dina.
Mike Bozelli.
Mike Bozelli. We've had so many people come over.
Dan.
And sit down. Dan. Shout out to Dan. What's
Cheeto.
up,
Cheeto.
My VP.
We've had G come on. We've had my buddy Marcus come on. We've had so many people
I saw him. We need to get him back on again.
come on.
You guys need to get more ladies on here.
Ladies are,
You've had a few, I know, but
they're hard because they're not. I just did a Donald Trump.
okay, there we go.
They're not hard, but
Oh boy, here we go.
there's not a lot of ladies that are willing to come on.
Ladies,
because you know what we need.
come.
No, here's what
What?
we really need.
What do we need?
I know. Who
We need to start getting cooler with more female comedians. That's where the fire is going to be.
Indeed. I mean, that would be. I would love that too, just because, like, again, we want to get their perspective. We want to get their sort of,
And
outlook on things.
I tried to get Dina to come back on for the 300 or the 250. She was like, "Oh, I'll come." A lot of them just don't show up.
Well, and I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say it one time.
Oh,
just
we
because
had Christina too.
I know. I know you had it. You got it on
Christina.
twice.
Shout out to Christina and Paul. Love you, Paul. I got your boots over there in the corner because I respect
you
that.
got his. You're a leader of men, and they all come together, and you got his boots. What?
So small story before we.
Oh, shit.
Well, this show ain't over.
He
So
was a fat Faison liar.
that's right, baby. So when I was coming into Lucky's, when you were, oh my god,
Or Lucky was coming into you.
we can't say coming on this show.
Or going. Whatever.
Oh my god, hold on. Let me
You know,
think of-
shout out to Landa for hanging out for like almost 3 hours.
Bro,
Shout out to you, man.
bro. In the Netherlands, it's late as fuck. I'm
Hey,
surprised
thanks,
if he's
Londa.
not asleep yet right
Yeah.
now.
Hey, thanks,
yeah,
brother.
honestly. Thanks for hanging in there with us.
But I remember one night I walked into Lucky's, and dude, if you knew me as the pizza man, dude, you knew I had no fucks given. I did not give a shit, dude. I would literally go to the bar covered in flour, dust, whatever it is. Dude, I will proudly walk into a bar
3:45 a.m.
with my
Damn.
apron on, and my boots were so torn up. And Paul said, "Hey man, I got a pair of boots for you." And he gave me his military boots, and I just always,
That's very nice.
I just
Paul's a
thought
good dude, man.
He's a good dude.
Paul's a,
Shout out to Paul, great dude.
yeah.
Christina, lucky gal.
Yeah, dude, just
Yeah. You lucky that you got him. That's right, motherfucker.
bitch.
She's a comedian. She'll get.
I know. But
She's one of us.
I will just say, as somebody who, I'm just a normal dude, man. Like, I have
Aren't we all?
family. I have family that has military background, dude. Like, I didn't serve this country, but for somebody to say, "Hey, man, here are my boots. You can wear them."
That's dope.
Is a super big respectful thing to me. I mean, like, seriously. And I didn't think about it much at the time. Like, really, it's like, all right, here's this guy's boots.
Is that why you wear them all the time?
No, actually, I actually don't wear his boots out of respect because.
I thought there was black Timbs that you wear all the time.
No. My black, no. I actually have his military gear, like his
This
literally.
guy has like 2 pairs of shoes. He's got the black boots and some Air Force Ones.
Yeah. So I'm a very simple human being. by
And
the
those
way.
slippers that he's wearing.
Yeah. Well,
Probably smell
I
like
was
doo-doo.
before you got here. I was like, "Where are my slippers? Where are my slippers?" I was like, "Oh,
Them shit
I
smell
don't-
like fucking ass, don't they?
I don't sniff them often, and if I do,
How dare you?
I mean,
make sure you don't smell. What?
I mean, I don't smell. I bathe daily, so I would hope my feet don't stink.
In closing,
I'm just hoping. But
closing.
I don't care about this shit though, dude.
no, but it was just such a fucking super nice gesture.
It is,
I mean, seriously, I don't think it's. I take no granted for that. I mean, it's probably one of the nicest gestures of my life, to be honest with you.
The other thing is, before we close out, if you have your Christmas tree up before Thanksgiving, fuck you.
Yeah.
You're going to burn in hell. And you know what's not going to burn? The Mad Scientist Lab podcast. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to episode 260 of the Mad Scientist Lab podcast with Jared, Lee, and RJ. Bobby.
Thank you all for having me.
Thank you so much
Yes.
for coming over.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming
315,
over.
motherfuckers.
Yo,
This is a Joe Rogan episode.
Yo,
right here.
for real.
Shout
Thank you
out
for allowing me to tell my tale. I really appreciate you having me right back on
Bro,
this. So I can tell
probably
you.
I
one of
just
the best.
realized this shit went so fucking long that I have to put those pictures in, so I gotta watch all 3 hours of this shit.
So Bobby,
Enjoy it again.
RJ, read your comments.
And to Landa, hardy.
All right.
Christ.
Well,
Sorry, Linda.
I read
I
my
couldn't
comments.
resist.
I try to read
No,
my
you
comments.
don't, because look, I'm on Londa's side on this because I fucking said several things trying to help you out with your streaming, telling you every time you fucking turn that game on, go on the app and fucking change the title.
Yeah, I have.
You didn't do it the other day. It was on Warzone. You weren't playing Warzone.
But this show doesn't end, does it?
It's gonna end.
Before.
Oh, God.
Big
I'm sorry.
butts. But every time
said,
I start
"Hurdy,
to
hurdy,
stream,
hurdy,
I love
sometimes
this guy.
when I've streamed recently, I literally, the moment the shit pops up on my phone, I literally go in and change it because you told me
yesterday
to.
it wasn't.
Well, yesterday.
All
is
right,
not
all right,
today.
all right. We
So,
gotta go.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're the Mad Scientist Lab podcast. Thank you for listening to episode 260. There is so much more to come. Oh my God!
Yes. One more time.
Oh my
One
God,
more
I
time.
can't win. We will see you guys next week.
If this doesn't do numbers, I fucking hate all of you. Share, like, and subscribe. See y'all later.
Make sure you wipe your ass.
For sure. That
Yes.
one. Peace.
Hit you so hard you won't see
We are gods.
ever.
Audio skulls all day.
The Mad Scientist Lab. The Mad Scientist Lab. The Mad Scientist Lab. The Mad Scientist Lab.
You can't have an opinion on something that you haven't even tried.
Exactly.
The Mad Scientist